Military raid that seized the country's president. CBS's Lilia Luciano is in neighboring Colombia.
It's a tinderbox. Last night, apparently, there was a drone, a commercial drone. Somebody was flying a drone, and the state security forces, of course, on high alert, because of what happened Saturday, started shooting at it. It was like 3 minutes of nonstop firing near the presidential palace.
And in Washington,
President Trump applauded the complex operation.
It was brilliant tactically. It was an incredible thing.
He said it was amazing no American troops were killed.
And on the other side, a lot of people were killed. Unfortunately, I say that, soldiers.
He said the United States proved once again
we have the most powerful, most lethal, most sophisticated, and most fearsome. It's a fearsome military on planet Earth.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
Also in Washington, CBS's Allison Keyes tells us 5 blue states are being targeted by the Trump administration.
The Department of Health and Human Services says it is freezing billions in federal funding for social service programs in Minnesota, New York, Illinois, California, and Colorado. HHS says Democratic-led states and governors have been complicit in allowing massive amounts of fraud to occur under their watch, but offered no evidence.
Nearly 100 people were charged in a Minnesota welfare fraud case. House Democrats holding a hearing today on the 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol 5 years ago today. CBS's Scott McFarland.
The January 6th plaque, which was ordered under law to be hung by March 2023 to honor the police heroes of that day, has not been hung nearly 3 years later. And the House Speaker told CBS News last night in his first statement about this plaque in 2 years that it needs to be reconsidered. It will not be hung. He doesn't believe it is a lawful plaque under statute and needs to be redrawn or redesigned.
The House majority for the GOP is now just 5 seats after the death of California Congressman Doug LaMalfa at age 65. Correspondent Michael Wallace reports on-duty law enforcement deaths fell by 25% last year in the U.S.
The National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund says there were 111 on-duty deaths last year, down from 148 in 2024. Shooting deaths plunged 44%. Traffic-related deaths were down 23% as more states enacted laws requiring drivers to move over when police have someone pulled over.
The Dow is up 270. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's a forecast that makes drivers cringe and skiers and snowboarders cheer. Details coming up. At first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. You have a crash on southbound 405 near 160th heading into Totem Lake. A crash on I-5 in the U District has you backed up to Northgate. Travel time Everett to Seattle, 74 minutes. That's 25 longer than usual. Other travel times a little bit long. Federal Way to Seattle, 57 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, 47. Snoqualmie passes bare and wet. Traction tires advised. Stevens Pass, compact snow and ice. Traction tires advised. White Pass, traction tires required. And truckers chain up. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. A winter storm warning is in effect for the mountains where up to 4 feet of snow could dump by Thursday afternoon. KIRO 7 TV's Samantha Lomibau has more from Snoqualmie Pass.
It's great news for skiers and snowboarders, but the tricky part will be getting here.
Our crews are out there 24/7, and they're going to work their darndest to keep Snoqualmie Pass open.
Summer Derry with the Washington Department of Transportation tells me plows are out in full force.
Wherever the snowstorm is, we will direct the majority of our crews to that area.
She urges drivers to stay in the right lane, take it slow, and come prepared with a full tank of gas, snacks, and water.
And she says you may want to delay your trip. Whidbey Island ferry riders, listen up. Construction starting today will force midday cancellations of sailings between Mukilteo and Clinton. Workers need to fix a wing wall that was damaged by a hard landing a few years ago.
In order to position that and kind of get it back into place, we need to drive pilings deeper into the seafloor to make it more resilient for the future so that doesn't happen again.
Diane Rhodes with Ferry System says there will be 9 closure days. The next one is on Thursday. A woman missing since Christmas has been found dead in Mount Vernon. Police say the body of 42-year-old Alana Taylor was discovered yesterday afternoon on Francis Road near Erica Lake. A medical examiner is working to determine how she died. Seattle police have made an arrest in the deadly shooting at a hookah lounge on Rainier Avenue South last month.
30-year-old Abdul Rahman Hussein is now charged with second-degree murder for killing Khalif Hussein. Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office says a break in the case came when someone saw the suspect trying to get away on a Lime scooter.
People sometimes forget that their movements all over the place can be tracked.
According to court records, police subpoenaed Lime records, and that led them to the suspect. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
With the Seahawks 2 games away from playing in the Super Bowl, team merchandise is flying off the shelves. Danny Ball with Simply Seattle tells KIRO 7 TV they're seeing record sales, and
you can feel that this team kind of brings the city together. It's special to be a part of.
The Downtown Seattle Association says Seahawks games benefit all businesses, bringing nearly 3 times the average foot traffic during home games, and the Hawks' next 2 playoff games will be in Seattle. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy today with highs in the mid-40s. It's 41 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO Newsradio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy New Year. I keep saying that until about Friday, just in case you're just listening for the first time. We appreciate you hanging out with the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning.
Yeah,
thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I had a question for you.
What's that?
What's something that you were absolutely confident about in your 20s that you laugh at right now? If you're listening, you guys can join in too. What is something you were confident about in your 20s? You just knew. But then today, you laugh at it.
One thing that just came to mind is in my 20s, I thought for sure I was going to have 4 kids. And I was just it was going to be easy breezy to have 4 kids. Well, my sons are great, but I stopped at 2.
Right.
That's one thing. How about you?
I thought I was going to be because when I was doing the door-to-door sales, I thought I was going to have 100 offices around the United States, and I was going to be the top salesperson ever in sales.
Was that when they were doing it's not like Publishers Clearinghouse. What were you were
Children's
selling?
Toys, electronics, door-to-door books, Disney stuff,
can you
pots
imagine?
and pans.
That is hilarious, because can you imagine trying to do that job today? Trying to go door-to-door today?
I'll be rough.
Yeah. People are not opening their doors.
No.
Not at all.
What's going on the show today?
Well, is your mega mansion making you mega miserable?
Mega?
Yeah.
M-E.
Mega mansion. What does new research say? We're going to talk about that coming up at 9:30. As always, we invite you to join us on our text line, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. If you don't do texting, but you want to also have other ways to communicate to our show, you can also do so through our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page.
Let's go. Top stories of the day brought to you by Pendergast Law.
Will Seattle allow open-air drug use without prosecution? Newly elected Mayor Katie Wilson says nothing has changed since she took office just a few days ago.
The policy remains what it has been, which is we have an ordinance in Seattle around drug use and possession, and currently officers basically use their discretion around when it's appropriate to do an arrest.
She was on John Curley's show yesterday afternoon, and the reason there was such an uproar, if you weren't listening yesterday, we talked about this. Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes sent out an internal email on January 1st. And in it, he said, quote, he wanted to inform everyone of an important update from the city attorney's office. Quoting here, specifically, effective immediately, all charges related to drug possession and or drug use will be diverted from prosecution to the LEAD program. That program, as you may or may not know, is designed to redirect low-level offenders in King County from the criminal justice system into supportive social services. The chief went on to say in that initial email that SPD's mission remains unchanged, But the police union saw this as a big change to what officers have been doing with drug cases in recent years. SPOG President Mike Solon told Seattle Red 770 that not allowing officers to make drug arrests for open use would be naive and ignorant.
This is draconian, and it is going to really cause a significant issue.
Now, we invited Chief Barnes to invite us on the show. We've also reached out to the mayor. But again, you heard her on John Curley's show. And in a new email to the media, Chief Barnes' office says SPD has not changed its policy around public drug use, and the department will continue to enforce Seattle laws.
Okay, so I guess I have to take things at face value and from what's being said, and I guess I should probably move on. But before I do move on, I just want to say this. When you come from a defund the police mentality, you see, that's where the challenge is, because I said the defund the police mentality. Now, I know things have changed as far as being said. It reminds me, Ursula, when I used to be out in the dating world and I used to be the smooth talker. And in being the smooth talker, you would say what you needed to say to get the gal or the guy, however you want to do it. It reminds me of politics. You say what you need to say to get elected. You see, we are going to find out you can't govern and lead with slogans. You actually are going to have to do things. Now, right now, it seems to be a little hiccup and a misinterpretation of what was said, and now it feels like there is a walk back. So I am going to go forward, Ursula, with the idea like, oopsie, there was a mistake, and now we're back to how things used to be. So again, I'm going to watch this with my good eye, and also going to remember it's like a card trick. When you're watching a card trick or 3-card Monty and all that stuff, when you see those things, people, you're paying attention to what they say. Watch what they do. That's the key.
Yes, and this could be all about semantics. It could be verbiage. It could also be people reading into what was said versus what was said on the campaign. What this says to me is that, first of all, this new administration, they all need to get on the same page. They need to make sure that they all understand and are all, again, on the same page. I understand why Seattle police officers saw that email from the chief and said, oh, this is a change from what we were doing. Because remember, in the last couple of years, they have been making more arrests. And so if you say explicitly in one line, you say effective immediately, all charges related to drug possession or drug use will be diverted from prosecution to the LEAD program. I understand why police officers on the streets, the ones who are going to have to be carrying this out, would say, oh, well, now you're telling me we can't do anything if we see it right in front of our face, basically, because it's not going to be prosecuted. So what this tells me is that Mayor Wilson, the city attorney, and the police chief have a lot of work to do, because people are ready to. It's clear that most people, or at least many people, don't want us to go back to the old ways.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you and I said that too. Mm-hmm. It's like, we don't want to see more open air drug use. Mm-hmm. Yes, we have compassion, and you want people to get help if they are willing to get help, but you don't want to take away all the mechanisms that would force them to get help if they just say, oh, no, I don't want to, and continue to do what they're doing.
Right.
So anyway, it just speaks to me like, man, they've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
And people are ready to jump if it goes in the wrong direction. Okay, have you been watching what's been going on with the Somali-run daycare providers in the Puget Sound area? They are facing threats now and harassment over unsubstantiated claims of fraud, basically unfounded. claims. The Washington chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations spoke to KIRO 7 TV, and they said dozens of providers have been impacted now. They've been doxxed, they've been harassed, they've been even gotten death threats. And this all goes back to some viral social media videos out of Minnesota where a 23-year-old conservative YouTuber accused Somali-run daycare centers of widespread fraud. And those videos have gotten millions and millions of views. None of his claims have been legally proven, but they have since spilled into Washington. And state GOP chair Jim Walsh tells KIRO 7 TV that he believes the fraud claims are real.
There is credible evidence that in at least a few dozen cases, these child care centers either never existed or no longer exist.
Where is this evidence specifically coming from?
It's coming from independent journalists and citizen journalists who are using public records to go sort of boots on the ground, investigate, examine, inspect the child care centers.
When you've got these people going to these addresses and looking in the windows for kids and saying, I don't see a kid here, how does that translate into credible evidence of fraud?
In some cases, they're private residences where the person at the private residence says this is not a daycare.
Now, State Attorney General Nick Brown spoke with King 5's Chris Daniels and said there are not any open fraud cases.
Are you aware of incidents of fraud? We're not yet, but we're working really closely with our agency, DCYF, that oversees a lot of that. And, you know, what we started to get was a real flood of complaints, people concerned, people showing up at their house trying to film children.
And Brown says if fraud does exist, the state has systems to investigate it, but showing up on someone's porch or filming the kids through the windows or targeting families is not citizen journalism. It is actually intimidation.
Hey, Ursula, when you used to go out and do the news, and like maybe you're covering a story or a lot of stuff, how important was your background when you're getting ready to deliver? Like when we see the news and people, or if you're on camera or something like that, how important is the background? Like usually if they're going to cover a hurricane, right? They want to show in the background there's all this kind of stuff going.
Now, I didn't do TV reporting, but
That's
I know
right.
what you're saying. I mean, in radio, a lot of it was the sound.
Right.
I mean, it was audio based.
So you got so somehow you got to get the people to really kind of pay attention, if you will.
Sure.
So one of the strategies, and like I said, I don't know, but it almost seems like we're dealing today with like oh my goodness, it's crime, undocumented immigrants, and then it makes everybody like, oh my gosh, it's undocumented immigrants that are committing the crimes, and people start paying attention. They're like, well, wait a minute, hasn't there always been crime, and is it really always the undocumented immigrants? So it's kind of like a story and a setup, or it's a cover letter in a resume, right? And it's like this right here. It's like, oh my goodness, the Somalis, they are the fraud. But you want to ask yourself, has there always been fraud? Like, hasn't Doge? Oh, does Doge still exist? Remember, they were supposed to come and do all this savings for trillions. Here's my point, Ursula. I'm gonna read something to you. This is part of Project 2025, and I did some research, and in it talks about currently only about half of U.S. preschoolers are on track with their development and ready for school. More than 1 in 4 children, 28% who experience abuse or neglect, are under the ages of 3 years old. Concurrently, children who spend significant time in daycare experience higher rates of anxiety and depression and neglect. Ursula, did you know that federal cuts to daycare was always planned all along in Project 2025? So I know that if you look, there's fraud in every state, but don't attach and don't harass the Somali community and try to just think it's all them. It's other communities as well. That's my point I wanted to make.
Yes, and that is a great point. If fraud exists, it needs to be rooted out. It is not only Somalis committing fraud and this idea of now we're going to have vigilantism or we're going to have people going in there and let's try to make our video go viral. I saw someone post on a Federal Way blog that someone had gone to her kid's daycare and she was warning them, if you dare do anything that affects my children and the daycare that they go to, you have another thing coming. I mean, people are getting so aggressive about trying to be that next viral superstar that's going to uncover something. If, in fact, it turns out that, and by the way, I want to say that so far there has not been legally proven fraud, even in those Minnesota cases. And again, I'm all in favor of rooting out the fraud, but don't make it as an excuse now to attack a certain population.
But that playbook has never not existed in the United States of America. That has always been the playbook.
This is a story where the facts almost don't matter because it has been spread so widely that people, well, I believe that this, to be very clear, that 23-year-old YouTuber, the Office of Inspector General in Minnesota went to the 9 child care centers referenced in the video, and investigators confirmed the centers were operating as expected, gathered evidence, initiated further review. Children were present at all sites except for one, which was not open for families on the day the inspector visited. Point being, there was fraud, and there is fraud in Minnesota. That has been investigated for years. This new thing where it's all the Somalis, that has not been corroborated at all.
No. And honestly, I had to go dig around too, myself, because of what I'd heard kind of just, and I wasn't paying, because we were off the show and I was on vacation, I wasn't paying such close attention. So I had to go kind of digging around like, okay, what has actually been proven?
And now we have the state GOP chair saying on television that fraud exists. It's actually happening. There's documented proof when there is none.
Did you know that of the 40 Doge claims that they have really taken accountability for and the things that they went after? Did you know 28 of the 40 were bogus?
Did not know that, but
Doge doesn't exist anymore, right?
Doge suddenly went away. I mean, it was the biggest thing for a while.
What happened? Remember Doge was going to send paychecks from the savings that they found?
And again, just to make it very crystal clear, everybody, Gee and I are in favor of rooting out fraud.
The thing is,
but it's like,
but we have been doing this thing for 6 years, Ursula. You and I are against crime, and we're not selective with it.
No.
I just don't understand how you're selective with it. So how in the world you care about this fraud, but you don't care about that fraud because they vote for you?
Yes, exactly. Now, Washington voters, speaking of voting, could have some big decisions this year because 2 citizen-driven initiatives have just cleared a major hurdle by filing enough signatures to move forward. The first would expand parental rights in schools with the goal of codifying what information schools have to share with moms and dads and what decisions parents can make about the children's public school experience. Supporters say it restores clarity and accountability between families and educators. And the second initiative would bar students, and these are, by the way, Brian Haywood, that billionaire hedge fund guy, he's sponsoring it, but is it the Go Washington?
Let's go Washington.
Let's go Washington. Yeah. The second initiative would bar students who are biologically male from playing on girls' schools' sports teams. Medical verification would be required if they wanted to participate. Backers call this a fairness measure. Critics argue that it discriminates against trans students. If lawmakers don't pass these first, both initiatives would go before voters in November.
Y'all gonna be mad at me, but I agree with this. Go Washington. I agree with both parts of it. You know,
why are people going to be mad at you?
Well, you know, because there's a lot of what you say, and there's not context to this. Let me I just want to be crystal clear on something. If you got a child in school, and that's your child, and that child is not 18 years old, let me pretend like it's my child, and my child ain't 18, I want to know everything that goes on.
Me too.
Y'all can handle things how you want to in your house. I want to be knowing what's going on with my child if they're not 18. Once they get 18, okay, all bets are off. That's number one. Number two, do I think it is fair for there to be a basketball game and Baby G was to come and get on that team and play against those girls right there? No, I don't. So, I'm done. I don't even want to debate it no more.
And to be clear, too, because I think that a lot of this discussion about biological males playing on girls' school sports teams has been used in many cases, not all, but in many cases as a way to bash the trans community.
Come on,
And
agree.
I believe that, while I also believe that
Agree.
I would agree with this initiative.
Yep.
And I think that there are only like 5 to 10 students that we're talking about, and I do worry about them, unfortunately, being targeted. But I also think that it is fair, and it would be unfair to
Agreed.
have someone who biologically has all the advantages to compete against girls.
And we got to get out of here. But before we go, thank you for saying that, because you're right. A lot of times it has been used to demonize the trans community. Coming up next, is your huge house making you miserable? We'll tell you about some surprising research. Gee Ursula.
And so we are set.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Seattle is going to win this football game. A single-season franchise record of 14 wins. The fourth number one seed in franchise history.
Reaction.
Just incredibly proud of them.
Conversation.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Complete coverage at mynorthwest.com. And the home of the Seahawks. KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM and the KIRO News Radio app.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
Worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
That's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchy's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life?
For as long as you're an A-List member. You get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchy's
worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchy's worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchy.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
For seniors, the new year is a good time to reassess finances. If you're struggling with bills, our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says a reverse mortgage may be a great way to ease your stress.
Seniors tell me all the time, we love our home, we'd love to stay here, but we just can't afford it anymore. A reverse mortgage lets you tap your home equity for tax-free cash to pay off your mortgage, pay off your debts, and maybe put some extra money in the bank. You've worked hard for that home equity. Now let your home work for you. And best of all, you'll have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. You'll get a no-pressure consultation directly from me. Never a sales pitch and never an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust from Best Mortgage, the reverse mortgage experts, the VA loan and debt consolidation experts too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Did you know that 25% of your home's heat loss is through your attic? Hot air rises, and if your attic isn't properly insulated, the hot air is going to rise right through your ceiling, into your attic, and out your roof that's far past its half-life. That sounds cold and expensive. Hey, this is Jake Skorheim. If this sounds like your house, it's time to call Valentine. And right now, Valentine has a great winter special. Bundle attic insulation with any new roof, and you'll save an additional 10% off your entire project. Plus, with Valentine's financing options, they make it easy. No matter what your home needs, insulation, gutters, siding, or a new roof, you are guaranteed the Valentine experience. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, and extra mile service, even in winter weather. My home is protected by Valentine. They keep me off the roof, which my wife and kids are extremely grateful for. I trust them to help you too. To lock in your winter bundle savings, call 206 Roofing today. Again, that's 206 Roofing. And remember, when you see the red Valentine vans, you know your home is in good hands. 206 Roofing.
Do you notice sounds coming from your crawl space or attic, or possibly stale or foul odors in your home? This could be that rodents have gotten into your attic and crawl and have made it their home. They tear up the insulation to make nests to have babies. They contaminate it with their biological waste, which can be harmful to your health. And they ruin your home's energy blanket, costing you thousands of dollars a year. If you even think you may have a problem, call Insulation Northwest today, and we will come to your home as soon as tomorrow and perform a free, no-obligation inspection to determine what the problem is. This inspection normally costs $199, but it's yours free just for calling today. If we discover any problem with rodents in your home, we can get them out and keep them out and restore your home's protective insulation blanket back to brand new condition. Let Insulation Northwest give peace and comfort back to you and your family and save you thousands of dollars in energy savings. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
They broke the glass. Everybody stay down. Get down.
It was 5 years ago today that a mob attacked the U.S. Capitol in a failed attempt to change the results of the 2020 presidential election. Testifying before House Democrats today.
To me, taking a pardon would be a slap in the Capitol Police's face.
Pamela Hemphill of Idaho, the only defendant out of more than 1,500 pardoned by President Trump to refuse the clemency.
You don't take a pardon for when you broke the law.
Some prominent January 6 defendants plan to march to the Capitol today. President Trump is at the annual GOP retreat talking about the U.S. arrest of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife.
Nobody could have done that. Nobody has our weapons.
Washington Congressman Adam Smith got a classified briefing on the raid that captured Maduro. He tells CNN.
I don't think they have a clear plan. And I also think that when President Trump says that we're running Venezuela and starts talking about how we're doing this for the oil, that really undermines the ability to have any sort of effective transition, because the people of Venezuela don't want to be ruled by the United States of America.
The Trump administration is imposing an oil quarantine on Venezuela while also insisting Maduro is a narco-terrorist. Here in Western Washington, Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes appears to be walking back an email he sent to officers about not arresting people for misdemeanor drug crimes.
Chief Sean Barnes' email appeared to signal a shift, directing officers to divert qualifying drug cases to treatment rather than prosecution. Mayor Katie Wilson immediately weighed in.
There was an email from Police Chief Barnes internally, which I think was misinterpreted.
In a follow-up email, SPD now says officers will continue making drug arrests, but they clarified City Attorney Erica Evans, not police, will decide whether cases are prosecuted, raising new questions about past practices when officers could choose between diversion or prosecution. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A winter storm warning is in effect for the mountains until 4 Thursday afternoon. And if you're thinking of driving over the mountain passes, WashDOT tells KIRO 7 TV.
If predictions are correct, I might have drivers consider waiting out their trips or delaying them if possible.
2 to 3 feet of snow is possible in the passes, with 4 feet of snow at higher elevations. The lowland forecast coming up. At first, on Wall Street, the Dow is up 386 points, NASDAQ ahead 93. KIRO News Radio traffic. In Seattle, a disabled vehicle's blocking a lane on I-5 northbound near the Boeing Access Road. Travel time Federal Way to Seattle, 55 minutes, about 10 longer than typical. In Tukwila, watch out for the disabled vehicle blocking a lane on I-5 southbound near South 200 Street. And you have a crash blocking a lane on southbound 405 near 160th heading into Totem Lake. Earlier issues has your travel time ever to Seattle about 15 minutes longer than typical. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy skies with highs in the mid-40s. It's 41 in downtown Seattle. I'm Anna Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Tuesday to all of you. Text us at 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. We all know the story of the classic American dream. You scrape up enough money and you can buy your first starter home, and then you keep scraping and scraping, and then you sell that home to buy an even bigger home, and then you have this new giant dream home eventually.
Well, we're moving on now. Moving on to the
Well, Gee, there is some new research out that says that huge house of yours might be making you miserable. And I know you just had a recent conversation with some friends about this, but the Washington Post actually looked at decades of data, and it found that while American homes have nearly doubled in size since the 1970s, our overall happiness has not budged. And in some cases, it's actually gone down. And economists and social scientists are saying once you have your basic shelter needs met, all that extra square footage, it's just diminishing returns. How much room do you actually use in your house anyway? And I've always asked the question, why do you need 6 bathrooms? Okay, which neither of us has. But in any case, the studies show that people in smaller homes often report higher life satisfaction, especially when the homes are in walkable neighborhoods that have strong social ties.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up walkable neighborhoods, because I think that's it right there. Like if you're someone that lives in a walkable neighborhood, it's really nice and everything, I think that is beauty. You know, I had this discussion this past weekend in a big house, in a really big house. And we were having a discussion, and we were all sitting around a little area, and I said, hey, one thing I have learned about going to people's houses that have big, and by the way, when I say big house, I mean 6,000 plus square feet and up, okay? Anyways, I said, no matter what, even if you live in a 2,000 square foot house or 1,000, it doesn't matter. No matter how big or small the house is, everybody congregates in the same area. I know as for me, in my house, I'm in probably a 250 square foot area all the time. That's where I can be found, in my loft.
Your kitchen? Oh,
in
your loft.
I'm in the loft. That's where I'm at 90% of the time when I'm in the house. And there might be an area that somewhere you're at.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is we believe that the 6 bathrooms and the 10,000 square foot home is going to make us happier. The truth is who are you with in that 250 square foot area? Because if you're with a bad person, then that's a bad house. You know what they say? A woman sometimes, or people can make a house a home. 6,000 square feet does not make a house a home. The people in it do.
Oh, you nailed it with that one. Absolutely right. If you don't have love in your home, it doesn't matter if it's 10,000 square feet or 2,000 square feet.
For sure.
However, I mean, with those big houses, some of the trade-offs also include you usually probably have a bigger drive, a bigger commute, because, you often hear people say, well, the further out you get, the more house you get.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You also, if it is this mega mansion and you don't have the proper finances, a lot of times you're over leveraged. I mean, you have more debt, you have more maintenance time, you have less time with your friends. So I understand. I will say that before we remodeled our house, I didn't like to entertain in my home because a lot of it is also how is that square footage laid out?
Sometimes 90% of the time, the reason why you might not want to entertain, because you got that kitchen that's a little small and it's got that wall up, and you can't see nobody.
1,000%.
That was your last place, right?
That's exactly what I had. And you never even stepped foot in my house. I had a galley kitchen with walls.
Yeah, people.
Yeah, and it was like, you know what? It's miserable. While I'm in here, everybody else is
you know what it reminds me of?
Or they choose to come into my little galley kitchen, and we all crowd in there. I'm like, I'm
too many people in the kitchen. You know what it reminds me of? How many of y'all right now are at work and you're in a cubicle? Them little cubicle areas are depressing. You can't see nobody. You got walls up. Whenever you got walls up, that's why the Gee and Ursula Show, we put our walls down. You don't want any walls up. And here's a sweeping statement. Y'all gonna be mad at me on this one too. The bigger your house is, the more that you have an unfriendly neighborhood. because the friendlier neighborhoods have smaller. You can kind of see, hey, Lois, hey, Steve, hey, Charles. But when you live in a big area where everybody's got a 6,000 plus square foot home, you ain't seen Lois in 10 years because their house is so big and they drive all the way up to their driveway. So those communities they're only good for Halloween. That's it.
And even Halloween, that's a lot of hiking to do for what you might only get one candy bar.
Yeah, you go up there for Halloween and Lois tells you no soliciting. I wasn't selling anything. It's trick or treat. You know what I mean? Jeez.
Okay, so in other words, you're not surprised by any of this research, obviously.
By the way, we need some topics we disagree on. We ain't had no topics yet in the last 2 days we disagree on.
We are going to.
We got some?
Oh, yeah, we are
Probably
going
something to do with college.
No, but we're going to have coming up.
Oh, Would You Rather?
Would You Rather?
World famous game.
Yes.
Everybody's playing it in the world. No, they're not, just us. We do that next. Gee Ursula.
This is your city.
Seattle voters have spoken, and they wanted change.
Wilson really resonated, especially with some younger voters.
On the terms of working people, make it work for them.
Katie Wilson is just actually not afraid to say she's a socialist.
What challenges does the political newcomer face once taking office?
Never having any managerial experience.
Stay with KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com for the latest.
Change takes time, and we don't give it time.
And the KIRO Newsradio app.
Does retirement planning feel really heavy to you? Like one wrong move could throw everything off? You're not imagining that pressure. When it comes to plotting out your financial future, you have to work with someone you trust. And at Trajan Wealth, their advisors are fiduciaries, which means they're obligated to put your needs first. They're not going to be pushing for you to buy specific products so that they can get a big commission. Their focus is on intention instead of urgency. And they start by asking you how you want to live, not just later, but right now. What matters to you right now? What do you value? The goal isn't to rush you into decisions. Wealth management and Trajan Wealth and their fiduciary advisors will help you feel grounded and informed. Trajan Wealth is veteran-owned. They work with families who want clarity without pressure. You can find them. Trajan is spelled Trajan. You can call them today for a free consultation, 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300, or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy plates, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/22/26, new customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
The Boat Show, the Boat Show, the Big Seattle Boat Show.
The Big Seattle Boat Show. It's the best time to buy. January 30th through February 7th with big selection, big discounts, and big fun for everyone. It's a big deal. Presented by Sundance Yachts and Port of Seattle.
The Boat Show, the Boat Show. You gotta cruise the Boat Show. You won't believe how cool it is. So bring the family.
Details and discount tickets at seattleboatshow.com.
This winter, drive with confidence in a Subaru from Subaru of Puyallup. From rainy commutes to icy roads, Subaru's legendary all-wheel drive and advanced safety are built for our winters. Subaru of Puyallup is known for something even better, a stress-free car buying experience. No pressure, no games. Just friendly Subaru experts helping you find the right vehicle at the right price. Start shopping now and see our stress-free pricing exclusively at SubaruofPuyallup.com. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership, part of the Harnish Auto family.
Oh, yeah. My dad loved that song.
Little George.
Oh, man. Wait, who sings that?
George Benson.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. I know that now, but thank you for that. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get to it. It's time for the internationally renowned. Hey, by the way, I'm gonna put something on it.
We said we tell the truth on this show.
Nothing wrong with hyperbole.
Here we go.
Let me make something crystal clear. This one truly scares me.
It's time to make Ursula uncomfortable.
Would you rather date someone who's always late or someone who's always early and judging you?
As someone who is late more often than I want to admit, it would be just desserts for me to date someone who is late.
Okay.
How about you? I know.
I'm early.
Yes.
And judge me.
Definitely late. Us late people, we're just optimists. We think that we can get things done in a shorter amount of time than it actually takes. And sometimes we have too much on our plates. And so we want to cram our lives full of things, and we're optimists.
You nailed that one. Seriously, you nailed that one. It's always... I come up with it's going to take me this long. This is based on zero traffic, everything going perfectly, no stops, etc. Yeah. It's like, it is so unrealistic.
Yep.
Frank Berg, when I was in college on the basketball team, it was this guy, Frank Berg, Ursula, he was our point guard. And he was a senior, I was a freshman. He was always at practice super early. I mean, like if practice started at 1, he was there at like 10. He'd be in the training room, he'd be doing all these things, all that. And once I used to make fun of him, like, man, why are you always so early for practice? And he'd say, because I don't have the talent that you have. And I got to get here and prepare. And it didn't make sense then. It makes sense now. And I think that's how I am in life. I think a lot of times that I do a lot of things in preparation because sometimes I'm afraid and I don't have the talent that other people have. Like, by the way, I just wanted to let you guys know. It's a lot of times it's a shtick when I tell you guys that I'm not prepared. It's really a shtick.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, seriously.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
That said, don't you find it annoying when people are so early? Like at parties or if you're hosting.
That's the only time it could be annoying because you told everybody to come at 2 and somebody showed up at 1:30. Yeah, and I'm like, man, hey, I'm married to Lily and you know dang well that she ain't ready. All right, here we go. Would you rather date someone with no social media or someone who posts everything all the time?
No social media. I'm married to him.
Married to one. That's right. That's right.
Oh my! You know, it's very freeing. It is. It's good. He doesn't get as worked up as I do being on social media.
Now this one, I have just.
Wait! You didn't answer though.
I'd rather date someone with no social media.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh boy, this is a tough one. Would you rather date someone who's emotionally unavailable but exciting, or emotionally solid but boring? Well, I'm
going with the latter. However, I'm not going to put my husband in that category of being boring.
Right.
But man, I would take. I would say long live Mark any day, every day.
I think there's a lot of people. How about this? Is it fair? Sweeping statement. There's a lot of people in their 20s that believe that they want the exciting.
Yes. But when it comes down to it, it's like, who are you going to bring home to mom or to dad, or who are you going
to be with the next? Who are you going to be with 20 years from now?
Who do you want to age with?
Yeah.
Who do you want to be there when you have an emergency or when you want to have kids?
Right.
Yeah.
I'll raise my hand. I think that I am a better husband today because I'm boring. You can't have it. You can't have it both ways.
Though, what do you qualify as boring? How do you describe that? What I mean, because you don't party.
Doing the same thing over and over every day. Like, for example, when you know where your significant other is, like you don't even because I'm boring. I do the same thing. I try to eat the same thing. But there used to be a time that I was exciting. But I would say, anyway, last one, Ursula. Would you rather know all their red flags up front or discover them one by one like surprise episodes in life?
No, I need to know the red flags right off the bat so I can make an informed decision of whether I'm going to proceed.
You have to operate under these same rules, though, and that means that they would know all your red flags from the beginning. See, I can't be unfair on this because, like, I had to let Gabby know some of my flaws over time because taken all at once, it would have been, no, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ursula. It's funny how I'm answering the same way. Yeah, give me all the red flags up front.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Was there a time it would have been different?
Heck yeah. Hey, wait, back when I was exciting. Like, oh.
See, I think you'd still lead a very exciting life. I think that partying all the time, going out all the time. Don't you remember the days, and just tell me, don't you remember the days when you'd be like, I can't wait till these types of nights are over?
No, I don't.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't remember saying those things.
Oh, yeah, I did. I was like, this is getting old, seeing the same old people at the clubs doing the same old thing.
Well, Ursula, when Thursday night hit, Thursday night, Thursday night that's the beginning of the weekend. And then you back out Friday night. And you back out Saturday night.
But I still feel that way about the weekend. It's just not doing those crazy things.
Now, I'm the one judging you now because I'm like, man, Ursula, you out again? Ursula be out 3-4 nights a week.
I agree with you, though. Like, have you ever hit that point where you've been cornered by a drunk guy who's trying to talk to you and just like, I am too old for this. Never again. I don't want to experience that.
Yes.
All right. Hey, thank you guys for hanging out with the Gee and Ursula Show. It means the world. Hey, coming up next, some people want to hide their TV. Others don't want a TV in their home at all. We'll talk about that in the 10 o'clock hour. Gee and Ursula.
And so we are set.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Seattle is going to win this football game. A single-season franchise record of 14 wins. The fourth #1 seed in franchise history.
Reaction.
Just incredibly proud of them.
Conversation.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Complete coverage at mynorthwest.com and the home of the Seahawks. KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM and the KIRO News Radio app.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Your local volunteer fire department routinely answers the call, whether it be a fire, traffic accident, or a cat stuck in a tree. But because of declines in memberships, departments have become understaffed. Your local volunteer fire department desperately needs you. Can you direct traffic, install a smoke alarm, help at a fundraiser? No matter what skills you have, you can make a difference. You don't have to fight fire to be a volunteer. Will you answer the call? For more information on how you can help, visit the Volunteer Firefighter Alliance at supportvfa.org.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo.
Your best source for local news.
Newly released police video shows the arrest of a 17-year-old.
KIRO News Radio.
Drill, baby, drill. If you're an SEC accredited investor looking for one of the most powerful tax advantages available in 2026, now is the time to take a serious look at Encore Energy. Under current federal guidelines, accredited investors may be able to deduct up to 100% of their investment in 2026. And for many investors, that level of tax relief is simply too valuable to ignore. Encore Energy offers operator direct participation in U.S. horizontal oil drilling in areas with a long record of success, including more than 100 producing wells already drilled. These are established fields with existing infrastructure and proven proven and ongoing production potential. For investors with $100K seeking aggressive tax strategy, portfolio diversification, and a way to participate directly in American energy development, call Encore Energy to get details now. These programs involve significant risk and aren't suitable for everyone. Call 1-800-544-1221. That's 1-800-544-1221. Again, 1-800-544-1221. Encore Energy, where smart investors act before the window closes. Encore Energy at 1-800-544-1221.
Best Mortgage, the VA loan and reverse mortgage experts, are proud to partner with KIRO Radio for over 20 years. Get a no-pressure consultation from a real person, never an AI bot. Web search Best Mortgage for honest advice you can trust.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. The commander-in-chief rallies Republicans as he touts U.S. military might in Venezuela and the seizure of President Maduro.
President Trump applauded the complex operation.
It was brilliant tactically. It was an incredible thing.
He said it was amazing no American troops were killed.
And on the other side, a lot of people were killed. Unfortunately, I say that, soldiers.
He said the United States proved once again
we have the most powerful, most lethal, most sophisticated, and most fearsome. It's a fearsome military on planet Earth.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
There's new pushback as President Trump insists a takeover of Greenland is on his wish list.
I'm Vicki Barker at the Foreign Desk. The leaders of Britain, France, Germany, Italy, Poland, and Spain have added their voice to Denmark's in defending that country's sovereignty over Greenland. In a joint statement, they reaffirmed that the semi-independent, mineral-rich Arctic island, quote, belongs to its people. Yesterday, Denmark's prime minister said a U.S. takeover of Greenland would effectively end the NATO military alliance.
Here at home, abortion remains legal in Wyoming after that state's Supreme Court strikes down laws, including the first U.S. pill ban. House Democrats holding a hearing today on a dark day in U.S. history.
5 years ago today, a violent mob incited by Donald Trump attacked the Capitol as part of a concerted effort to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election.
Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries, CBS's Scott McFarlane on Capitol Hill.
CBS News has learned Senate Democrats have now formally proposed a bill to prevent any taxpayer-funded settlements with January 6 rioters who sue civilly. That sounds far-fetched. You should note that one of the estates for one of the rioters, Ashley Babbitt, who was shot and killed here by police as she breached the House Speaker's lobby, they sued civilly and they received a multi-million-dollar settlement from the Trump administration. There's a new legislation to stop that from happening again.
The House Republican majority is now 5 seats after the death of California Congressman Doug LaMalfa. He was 65. In Iran, more clashes today in Tehran and other cities between protesters and authorities. Activists say 36 people have been killed since the unrest began 1 week ago. Now to the Vatican. Pope Leo closing the door of St. Peter's Basilica, ending the Catholic Church's 2025 Holy Year that began with Pope Francis back in December of 24. The Dow is up more than 400 points. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Take the next step forward in your career with great benefits and an award-winning workplace. Apply at careers.progressive.com.
Up to 4 feet of snow could dump in the mountains. Details coming up, but first, KIRO News Radio traffic. A crash is blocking 3 lanes of I-5 southbound midspan on the Puyallup River Bridge. You're backed up to Fife right now. In Seattle, you've got a crash on the I-90 bridge westbound. Traffic starting to back up in the Seattle area. Earlier issues have your travel times running about 10 minutes slow across the board right now. Snoqualmie Pass is bare and wet. Traction tires advised. Stevens Pass, compact snow and ice. Traction tires advised. White Pass, traction tires required and truckers chain up. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Skiers and snowboarders, it is the forecast you've been waiting for. Up to 4 feet of snow could drop in the mountains over the next couple of days. This will also make it a challenge for drivers, but WashDOT tells KIRO 7 TV crews are ready.
Our crews are out there 24/7, and they're going to work their darndest to keep Snoqualmie Pass open.
Snoqualmie Pass is a vital route not just for travelers but freight. A winter storm warning is in effect until 4 p.m. Thursday. Get ready for canceled ferry trips between Mukilteo and Clinton starting today. A hard landing damaged a wing wall at the Mukilteo terminal, and workers need to get it back into place. The cancellations are set between 8:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. The man accused of carjacking a Washington State trooper, Alex Eugene Smith, he faced a judge. KIRO 7 TV's Renji Sinha was there.
Prosecutors filed several charges against Smith, including robbery and attempting to elude police. Smith's attorney requested a competency evaluation.
Right, yeah, we'll order the competency evaluation.
It was Christmas morning when a Seattle man saw a suspect steal the Washington State Patrol cruiser on Interstate 5. Bo Stone's video shows a trooper pulling up to check on someone, but then that person hops in the driver's seat and speeds off. He was eventually caught in Linwood after officers used a pit maneuver to stop the stolen State Patrol vehicle.
Seattle police have made an arrest in the deadly shooting at a hookah lounge on Raynor Avenue South last month. Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office.
When everyone was getting ready for the New Year's, there were still police investigators and prosecutors working to make sure that this was filed with the court.
The break came when a witness saw the suspect making a getaway on a Lime scooter. Police subpoenaed Lime records, and that led them to the suspect, who is now being held on $3 million bail. With Seattle sports teams playing at the top of their games, merchandise is a hot commodity. More from KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman.
From the heating press. The box that I picked up of about 150 shirts, the box itself was warm. So that's how fresh off the presses these t-shirts are. To the storefront. Seahawks playoff merch is hitting the shelves. You can feel the community kind of coming together to rally around the Hawks, and it's a fun time to be a 12. It's the first time ever the Hawks and the Mariners have both won their division in the same year. Something businesses like Simply Seattle say is great for business.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Remember, snow in the mountains, in the lowlands here, cloudy skies with highs in the mid-40s. It's 41 in downtown Seattle. I'm Tabash.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy New Year's to everybody. We sure appreciate you all hanging out with us. You could be doing anything in the world, but no, you decide to hang out with us. Ursula?
That's such an honor. It's such a privilege.
It is.
For us to have people who want to hang out with us. There was someone on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page yesterday. His name is Christopher. And Christopher, if you're listening, this is a shout out to you.
What did he say?
Because he just disagrees with us on just about everything. And he basically described us as libs. And someone was saying, like, I've stopped listening to the show because we were talking about what's happening in Venezuela yesterday, right? With the retired general.
Right.
Anyway, Christopher pointed out, and someone was like, I've already given up on that show, but they were on our page. And then, Christopher says,
yeah, what did he say?
Christopher says, yeah, but I like them, or it's something to the effect of, they're still my favorite show, even though they're libs. And I want to just ask,
what's that?
If you are quick to discount us as, that's just the lib show, and surely compared to other shows on this station, we would be much more left-leaning. But there have got to be issues that we agree, wherever you are on the political spectrum. And I hope that when people listen to the show, that you, even if you voted differently from us or just don't agree with us on certain topics, we're making an even more concerted effort in 2026 to make you still feel welcome, even though we might disagree on everything. But I believe we cannot disagree on everything.
Can I just remind folks? No, not remind you. I want to tell you, because I don't think you all know this. Ursula knows it and Chef knows it, but I don't think some of you guys know. I can't stand the ultra libs. I can't stand them.
And you know what I can't stand? What? I can't stand labels. Anyway.
We talked about that,
yes,
too.
Yes, we have talked about that.
And by the way, good point.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. We're going to do some stories that might feel like bringing you some vegetables before we get to dessert, because we're going to have some fun topics here, but we do need to get into some serious business because there is a very serious story, and we're going to get to it right now.
Okay.
What's new at 10?
A former Pierce County elementary school teacher and worship pastor has now been convicted of molesting his students. This story comes from the News Tribune. The verdict comes after years of warnings, multiple chances at release, and unwavering support from his church. So his name is Jordan Henderson. He was convicted on 12 of 13 counts of first-degree child molestation involving girls that he taught in a 4th and 5th grade split class at Evergreen Elementary in Lake Bay. Jurors also returned special verdicts, finding that he had abused his position of trust as a teacher. But, okay, this investigation all came about in early 2024. Prosecutors described a classroom where boundaries were blurred, certain students were singled out. Listen to this victim's mother, who spoke at the arraignment.
I hope that you will take into consideration the innocence that's been stolen from these children. From my daughter, and I hope that you would set a high veil. My child has nightmares, and she won't say his name. She just says, my nightmare was about him again.
Now, Henderson took the stand. He denied all the allegations, but after the verdict was read in Pierce County Superior Court, he was taken into custody, no bail hold. He now faces a sentence that could be up to 12 years to life, but it's probably not going to be life. But what stunned so many people in the courtroom is that as he was being led away in handcuffs, there were some supporters, family and members of his church, who were calling out words of love and encouragement, even after all of this, after all the evidence was brought out, after he was convicted. And again, he's a deacon at Wellspring Fellowship Church. His father is the pastor there. The church has publicly stood by him throughout this case. And it is both heartbreaking and heart-wrenching that, after all that these victims and their families will see that he's still getting the support and getting, I don't know. This story just breaks my heart.
Yeah, it breaks my heart too. It's really sad. Over the weekend, Ursula, I was sitting down with some folks, long, over 4-hour conversation, talking about all kinds of things. And a story came up where a lady told the story about how there was a pastor that she and her family would follow. Like, he was part of one church, and there was a separation between the pastor and the church, so he went to go to another church, and they followed him to this church. And then it happened again, and they followed him to the next church. Well, finally, when it happened again and something happened, they decided not to follow this pastor. So, Ursula, I said, well, why did you I don't understand. Why did you keep following the pastor? And she was like, I knew he had a drug problem and I knew about all those things, but he was such a good pastor. And he was when he would preach, and he just made everybody energized, everybody felt good. And now looking back, I realized how stuck we were on this pastor. And then I was like, you know what? I'm glad you're being honest. Now that you say that, let me tell you about my pastor growing up, because I told you about what happened to my pastor. My pastor was actually killed in the church.
Oh, man.
And it was allegedly from his lover that was on the side that he had that nobody knew about. But you know what's interesting? You want to know who did know about it? The lover and the other affairs that he had?
Who?
My mama. So here's my point. Oftentimes, I'm not saying all.
No, I know what you're about to say.
But I am just saying, sometimes folks will whip out religion and pray about things and try to make things go away and look away from some things that happen. It happened in front of my own face. And so when this person told this story the other day, we kind of talked about that. So when I am telling that story, what you just said reminds me of that.
And what's so egregious is that this is a person who is in a position of trust in two ways. A teacher, elementary school teacher, and a worship pastor, someone who, again, is working with a lot of children.
Yeah.
And you have trust in this person. So what they're seeing, though, and what they're, you have to be doing some mental gymnastics to be able to justify, and to continue to support after all of this comes out in court. And it's like, I think if we're honest with ourselves, I think we all do that to some degree, not like this, but where you see it for yourself, but you work some kind of mental gymnastics to be okay with something that this is not right.
Yeah. Reminds me of the relationship that what maybe your friend is in, and you see them going through it, and they keep making the mental gymnastics and justifying the bad behavior, and you can't get your friend to see what is happening, but for some reason, and then years later, they're like, oh, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
But the other part that is so disgusting is that the church was warned. There were years and years of warnings and multiple opportunities to do something to stop this, and it didn't. I mean,
the first time he was out on bail, he was supposed to have no contact with any kids, and he's hosting youth groups at his house. I think, to be clear, there are excellent faith communities, and there are ones that have some poison in them, and there are some unique things about some classic Christian teachings that enable this. The idea that girls and women have to manage men's behavior by being modest themselves. You are your brother's keeper, right? How did they behave? Did they lead them on? The whole culture of sexual purity leads to people looking at these things as sexual sins rather than exploitation. And then the whole forgiveness thing. If you've ever been in a congregation where someone in a position of authority stands up there and they admit some kind of sin, and there's the weeping, there's the tears, and forgiveness is treated as an immediate, mandatory, and unconditional thing. That, it is part of being a good Christian to forgive, but a lot of places do not have accountability paired with confession.
And that may have happened in this case, but I don't understand. After all of that, it's all in court. The victims are there, and they're still cheering this person on. It's just heartbreaking, like I say.
But it's been happening for years and years and years and years. And the question is will it ever stop? I'm actually kind of asking that. I know you're kind of processing what I just said there.
Yeah.
Will it ever stop? Will we start truly getting to the point where we can call it for what it is? It doesn't matter about any type of affiliation. It doesn't matter if you like the person, if you love the person.
Or they did something great for you. Yeah. I mean, you still are seeing what they've done to others. It's like you can't. I mean, we are all flawed as humans.
Yes, we are.
We try to condition ourselves to say, okay, well, this could have happened, but in a case like this, I mean, it's horrific.
Can I put a positive spin on this? Because I think this is one of the things in our society that is actually getting better. This story would not be as outrageous in 1990 as it is in 2026.
That's true.
I think we've come a long way when it comes to awareness of grooming and what's acceptable and what's not.
That's true. Okay, I'm going to take a quick pause, and I want to just completely switch gears here.
Bringing out dessert?
Yes, I'm bringing out dessert because, we're going to talk about TVs. And this is a modern living room dilemma. Should your TV be the focal point of where you live and you socialize, or should it be something that is hidden and only trotted out if, people insist on watching a game when they're over at your house? Or, how do you have it in your house?
I got a big old TV out there.
And there's TVs probably everywhere. Like you have access to a TV everywhere. That's the way it is in our house too.
Right.
And now Amazon has just unveiled a new television called the Ember Art Line that's designed to look like framed artwork when you're not watching it. So basically, we're talking about interchangeable frames of curated art, even a mode that turns itself on when you walk into the room and shuts off when you leave. It is aimed at people who don't want a big black rectangle dominating their space. And I was sharing with you guys that we actually did this with our TV. But I mean, we have a Samsung TV, and they offer this service where I can make that TV on our wall look like art. Mm-hmm. And it's awesome. You pay a subscription, but, regardless of, okay, so Amazon's got something new. This also already exists.
I kind of like that. Is it Ember, E-M-B?
It's called Ember Art Line.
The Ember, the E-M-B? E-R? Okay, I'm going to look that up. I actually want something like that. I have a
because, yes, it's wonderful. We're able to put holiday motifs up. When it's the holidays, or you can, but it costs like $25 a year.
Oh, subscription.
Yeah.
Can you? I was thinking when you were telling the story this morning, I was thinking I have a place where I would like it, and instead of having like the photos can you do photos and interchangeable photos coming through? You know what I'm saying?
I haven't experimented with that. It's basically, for me, it is, you can, if I want Picasso, I've got Picasso. If I want Monet, I have that. If I want Pacific Northwest art, or you can put just a picture of a cat if you want. It's whatever it is. Okay. But it just doesn't have to look like a TV, big fat TV.
Okay.
But this moves us into a bigger question, which is, has the TV become the center of our homes by default? Or because Chef said that he does not have a TV. My sister doesn't believe in having a TV in the living room. And you had strong opinions about that. Like, especially if you're going to go to someplace and a big game is going to be played.
So I want to go back to like the 70s and 80s. And if you all remember, did any of you have that house where there was one room that was considered like the fancy room? Like, so on the regular couches in the living room, you had that plastic on there. You had plastic on your on your couches. Some of y'all know in the summer times it was hot, you get sweaty. But in the fancy room, you probably have some white couches, right? And it was real, Ursula, it was real fancy in there. And when as a kid, I wasn't allowed to go in the fancy room. But the fancy room would be a place when the adults come, and they would all go in there, and that's what they would talk. The thing is about the fancy room is I learned in life that not even they like the fancy room.
No.
They was always out there in the room with the TV. So here's my point. There's some homes, don't invite me to your house if you don't have a TV, because I know the conversation is going to be boring. 9 times out of 10, you got candy corn there. You got some nasty candy that's right there. You got Ebony and Jet magazine probably sitting right there. I don't want to come to your house if you ain't got a TV. I don't want to talk about traffic. I don't want to talk about the news. Have some background in the back at least, and then we can talk.
Wait. No. You're joking now, though. You feel that uncomfortable if a house doesn't have a TV blaring when you come over?
No, I didn't say blaring. I need a little something that says something about you. If you don't have any TV in there, I don't want to talk to you that much. I need some background.
I would argue, okay, now I have a TV, so I would argue that people who choose not to have giant TVs everywhere, the message I get is they probably have mastered the art of conversation.
I didn't say TV everywhere. I'm just talking about in the main room where we hanging out. I mean, no TV?
No TV.
Chef.
If you have a TV on the entire time I'm at your house, unless I'm there for a sports game, I don't want to go to your house because, I don't want to engage in social experiences where the most amount of conversation that happens is, oh, did you see that? Oh, did you watch this show? It's like it's just constant background noise for people who don't want to talk to each other.
I think you're right. I think the reason why you feel more comfortable in a situation like that is if you are just bored with the conversation, you can just
check out,
redirect and just use the TV as default. Oh, Oh, look.
I'm not in there drinking. It'd be one thing if we can just sit there and drink some alcohol. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying today's G needs a TV as a crutch.
I'm just saying, if I'm sitting across, like, even if we go out to eat, all right, pause in the conversation, eat. I don't want to sit there and just have a conversation with you. Just sit there.
I've seen you in social situations. Dave in Snohomish County texted in and said, I don't invite people around that just want to watch TV. So there.
All right. Hey, let's see here. What are we doing here? Oh, Sully.
Okay, if you didn't hear him this morning because he was sounding the alarm, you remember the nightmare traffic over the summer right around my birthday on I-5?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're about to get a repeat. So he's going to tell you when that starts, how long it's going to last, and maybe what you can do to help cope.
Right. Lena, that's it. It was called the parlor. That's right, in your house. Everybody had that. Ursula, did you ever have plastic on your couches?
Nah.
You didn't?
My parents were very casual. No.
Oh, we had the plastic because it was we had a fancy couch.
We didn't have room. There were 5 kids. Growing up with 5 kids in a relatively small home, there's no room for a room with plastic furniture.
And there was a piano. Oh, wait. Full disclosure. We didn't get a TV. Like early in the 80s when I was growing up, the TV was on the the small TV on the kitchen table in the back. In the living room, it was just a fancy couch and a piano.
Uh-huh.
All right. What are you pointing? All right. Do that next, Gee Ursula.
After voters made it clear they want change.
That I will faithfully conduct myself as the mayor of the city of Seattle.
What should Seattle residents expect from Mayor Katie Wilson?
She talked a lot about our affordability crisis.
Northwest News voices you depend on.
It's a misdiagnosis of the problem. You believe government can solve this problem.
KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM. The KIRO News Radio app with opinion and analysis at mynorthwest.com.
From whiplash to herniated discs, there are a few car accident injuries we've all heard of. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains that even the most common injuries differ from one another.
Pre-existing conditions, health history, beginning of treatment. There are hundreds of factors that make every person and every injury unique. While these variables aid medical treatment, the strongest case recoveries must also take them into account.
Could you explain a little bit more?
Our team at Pendergast Law is obsessed with turning over every stone to differentiate each case. This requires thorough investigation, diligent listening, and relentless research. We never pursue cases with a one-size-fits-all approach. We built our success by treating every injury and every case with the individualized attention our clients need and deserve.
Pendergast Law's individualized approach to even the most common injuries makes the difference in case outcomes. It's another reason why I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Hot tub starting at $2,999. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission, free delivery. Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. I'm here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. Last year, the big news, obviously, was the accomplishment of the big, beautiful bill, but that also comes with some big, beautiful changes to the IRS.
There are some big, beautiful changes going on, and so many of those changes in the big, beautiful bill impact 2025. There's definitely some big spiffs in there for the ordinary working person. One thing that I'm really disappointed in is the way that things have been communicated in regards to the Social Security. It is still going to be taxed. It's not like it's not going to be taxed, but it will be, for most people, a reduction in the amount of tax.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967 or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
It was an amazing military feat that took place.
President Trump at the annual GOP retreat talking about the U.S. arrest of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife in a weekend raid in South America. The Trump administration accuses Maduro of being a narco-terrorist. Washington Congressman Adam Smith received a classified briefing about the raid, and he tells CNN it has not eased his concerns.
We've signed on to a UN charter that says you can't violate sovereign territory in this way, even to arrest somebody who has a indictment against them. You know, the UN charter is clear. We signed on to the UN charter. So therefore, we were clearly breaking the law and doing a regime change operation. That's not even debatable.
The White House disagrees. And President Trump has said again that the U.S. should control Greenland. It's a territory of Denmark. And CBS's Nancy Cordes says the Prime Minister of Denmark is having none of this.
She basically said that if the U.S. were to try to take Greenland through military means or any other way, that NATO would essentially come to an end, because the entire organizing principle of NATO is an attack on one is an attack on all.
The January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol happened 5 years ago today. Some of the defendants in the insurrection are marching to the Capitol to mark the day. 1,500 people were charged and later pardoned by President Trump. Pamela Hemphill of Idaho was the only one who refused clemency. Today, she testified before House Democrats about the Capitol Police that helped her as the mob went out of control.
They pulled me up and they put me up on the steps, and another female officer came over and she was helping me, and I couldn't talk to her and I couldn't get up because I couldn't breathe, but she was so kind and so loving, and I thought, here, I'm one of the rioters.
The back and forth between Seattle's new mayor and the police chief about drug arrests continues.
After Chief Sean Barnes told officers to divert qualifying drug cases to treatment, SPD now says officers will still make arrests with the city attorney deciding whether cases are prosecuted or diverted. Mayor Wilson adds,
We need to come up with that kind of like culture and protocol so that officers are able to make a good judgment on the ground about the appropriate response.
Past practices gave power to officers to choose between diversion or prosecution for suspects. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 441 points, NASDAQ ahead 104. KIRO News Radio traffic. The crash has been cleared from I-5 southbound midspan on the Puyallup River Bridge. Your backup is breaking up nicely. In Seattle, it looks like the crash has been cleared from the I-90 bridge westbound. A heads up in the north sound. Maintenance has closed a lane on northbound I-5 near Burlington. A reminder, we do expect a significant amount of snow in the mountains over the next couple of days. Right now, Snoqualmie Pass, bare and wet, traction tires advised. Stevens Pass, compact snow and ice, traction tires advised. White Pass, traction tires required there, and truckers chain up. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy skies today with highs in the mid-40s. It's 41 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I'm their conduit, and I'm glad to do it.
It is 10:34, and this is the Gee and Ursula Show. And yes, we have Chris Sullivan here. He is our conduit to all things traffic and getting around it. And I heard you sounding the alarm loud and clear this morning. We've got some trouble ahead.
Months of hell.
Put it lightly.
Well, I'm not kidding. Do you remember last summer?
Yes,
For the
I do.
1 month of hell from July to August.
Yes, it
we
was
got
no
5
fun.
months of that
Okay.
coming up.
All
straight.
I-5?
All I-5 northbound right through the heart of Seattle. So starting this weekend, they're going to close all northbound I-5 between, say, the CD lanes, the downtown exits, up to 45th in order to put a work zone in place. Come Monday, 2 left lanes will be blocked across the Ship Canal Bridge, and that'll last until June 5th. 24 hours a day, 2 lanes blocked, so cutting the capacity of our I-5 corridor in half. Now, in order to maybe make that easier on people going northbound, they're going to keep the express lanes open in the northbound direction. Now, you're thinking, okay, makes sense. That's where the lanes are cut. But what happens and what happened during that month of hell last summer was because the express lanes never opened in the southbound direction for the morning commute, we had daily hour and a half delays and 5-mile backups out of Linwood because that wasn't an option. All those cars had to stay on the main line. All those cars had to drive through your neighborhood, Ursula, on the way into work through Ravenna. They had to drive on 99 coming down basically from Green Lake into the city. It was a nightmare. And it is going to be so for the next 5 months.
So who's going to be impacted? What time of the day going north are you going to be impacted?
Well, northbound, you're not. It shouldn't be an issue going northbound. It turned out not to be an issue in the morning because no one in the morning really is going through Seattle. Gee, you're coming up from the south end. You're going to Seattle.
Right.
And even if you were going through, the express lanes are open in the morning. So the impact really is the opposite direction.
And what time
in
is
the
that gonna
morning?
be?
Probably, I would say if you're not on I-5 South heading through the city before 6 a.m. Every day for the next 5 months, you're going to risk an hour delay.
Wait, hold. You're saying that people coming southbound.
Correct.
You're saying that if they don't get on the road by 6 a.m., they're probably looking at an hour delay.
Yes.
Starting from where? Sorry.
Basically, from what we saw during this was from the by about 7-ish, by 6:45-ish, we started to see a 5-mile backup that extended from the Edmonds exit at 104 there all the way down to Northgate, to where the express lanes would normally be open in the southbound direction. And it would be safe to assume that is what is going to happen now every day. I remember the first couple of days, people were like, no big deal. Our guys like Spike. It took Spike 2 hours to get here when it's normally a half-hour drive. It took Jake almost 3 hours to get here. He almost missed his show because they didn't realize it was going to be like that, and it stayed like that for that entire month. And that was without kids in school.
Remind me what happened, though, to alternate forms of transportation, because I remember that Spike tried to use Sound Transit, right?
Yeah, he tried to ride his bike.
He did it once.
Yeah. And good luck trying to do that. Are you going to want to ride your bike today? Imagine that,
no,
right? That to the, and then get
lousy out.
Because here's the issue. I mean, people were like, and the governor just had a press conference about this, touting using Sound Transit and other things like that, which is a great idea if it works for you. But the problem is that if you say you're going to go to Linwood and get on light rail and think, oh, it's no big deal. That light rail garage is full by 7 a.m.
This is true.
It'll be full by 6 a.m. next week. So you're not going to be able to just go get on light rail. Now, if light rail works for you, get somebody to drop you off. Sure, great. Get out of the congestion. It's going to be disastrous. So yeah, if it works for you, great. But if you think you're just going to get on a bus or get on light rail, it's not going to work because there's no place for you to park.
Yeah, by the way, at the Linwood Light Rail Station, there's a huge empty lot across the street that people were getting tickets out.
Yeah.
That is now entirely fenced off.
Correct.
So there's not even an option to park there.
So you're basically saying it's going to be hell. And
Yes.
how long is this going to last? It's
Till
starting
June,
this weekend
and then it'll
until
go
June.
June 5th.
Okay.
Then we take about 6 weeks off for the World Cup, and then we do it again until the end of the year. So a total of about 10 months.
Now, is
of
this something that people can get used to? Is this something where you're hearing that maybe some work places will be more flexible with the
Did
work
we get
from
used
home?
to it in the 1 month that we had it? Not really. And again, that was without school in session. And plus, it's not like we don't have a couple of potential Seahawk games coming up. It's not like we don't have the Mariners coming up that are going to be pretty hot to start the year. We've got the Kraken are on a roll, so they're going to be a lot more. There are plenty of reasons to come into downtown where you might get impacted by this that you don't normally expect. So, like for instance, you're thinking, oh, all these people are going to get off at Mercer to go to Climate Pledge, so I'll just jump in the express lanes. Well, you can't because they're never going to open southbound during this entire conversation.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, let's talk about other modes of transportation because there's got to be some good news, right? Like maybe with the ferries?
No. Your ferries are down, 3 boats that they weren't expecting, plus they're down 4 that are in scheduled maintenance right now. So they're down 7 boats, technically.
Why are we down so many boats?
Well, something hit and sheared off one of the propellers on the Walla Walla a couple weeks ago. And so it's getting into dry dock, and they don't know what exactly happened yet. So that was an unexpected one. We've had a couple of mechanical issues that have impacted the Seattle-Bremerton run. So it's down to 1 boat. Hopefully the Vashon Triangle will get one of its boats back today, which will get us back up to 3 boats. So those are just things that have popped up. With old boats, it's like, sometimes the check engine light comes on and you got to figure it out. And that's where we are. I don't know what happened to the Walla Walla. They don't know. And when they get into the dry dock, they're going to replace both propellers anyway.
So what kind of delays are we talking about, or what kind of weights are we talking about?
A lot.
Maybe our regular ferry riders can let us know.
Yeah, and by the way,
they might be on a ferry.
Starting today, right now, they're no longer sailing between Mukilteo and Clinton for work that they're doing at the Mukilteo ferry dock. I talked about that last week in a choke point. The midday sailing's off for 9 non-consecutive days. I think it's today, Thursday, Friday, and then there are a couple next week. So there's some impact there that has to do with a dock issue.
I know, though, that every day during the 6 months of horrible traffic, you are going to, I know, I was trying to not use that word yet one more time. You are going to help our listeners.
Best.
Yeah, get around it.
Stay out of people's neighborhoods like Ursula's. And if you're going to drive through there because your computer tells you to, be respectful. Come on, watch your speeds, be nice. But yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Thanks, Sully.
Anytime.
Appreciate it. Coming up next, we'll do some scenarios. Gee Ursula.
And so we are set.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Seattle is going to win this football game. A single-season franchise record of 14 wins. The 4th #1 seed in franchise history.
Reaction.
Just incredibly proud of him.
Conversation.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Complete coverage at mynorthwest.com. And the home of the Seahawks. KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM and the KIRO News Radio app.
For the longest time, I thought retirement planning was mostly about hitting a certain number. Get that goal, get there, and then you can really start living. What Trajan Wealth has helped me see is that the number is really only part of the story. At Trajan Wealth, their advisors are fiduciaries, which means they're obligated to put your needs first. They're not trying to get a big commission. They're not trying to sell you specific products. They will start by asking how you actually want your life to feel. What do you want it to look like right now? And what do you want in the future? And when Mark and I sat down with Marty at Trajan Wealth, we talked with her about having more time with our family, hopefully do more traveling. And we talked about how to make thoughtful choices without feeling like we had to put today on hold for tomorrow. I have goals for today and for also when I retire. Now, if you're ready for straight talk and thoughtful guidance, call Trajan Wealth today and schedule a free meeting. Trajan is spelled Trajan. 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly, and for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. Meetthenovaks.com.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Happy New Year, Susan. I really appreciate you picking up the bill for lunch.
I'm happy to. One of my New Year's resolutions is being better with money. So I've started using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for buying gas.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I earn cash back just for buying the gas I was already buying.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play and start earning cash back on everyday gas purchases. Use promo code RIDER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents per gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RIDER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RIDER. Code RIDER.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation, so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Best Mortgage is proud to be the longest-running mortgage company on KIRO Radio. Over 20 years, they've been giving honest advice you can trust as your VA loan and reverse mortgage experts and debt consolidation specialists, too. Just web search Best Mortgage.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
How about a New Year's resolution where the commitment takes just one day and the results can last a lifetime? Address years of hair loss like I did with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment. Using your own natural hair, Advanced Hair can restore your bald spot, receding hairline, or thinning. All backed by Advanced Hair's guarantee. Celebrate the new year with a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
Hey, guys. I was dating this guy for about 3 months. Nothing official, but we were consistent, talking every day, seeing each other a couple times a week. He met my friends, and I met his. Well, kinda. He kept saying, I move slow. I'm intentional, he says. Cool, I respected that. Then I noticed something. I was never on his social media. Not once, not a tag, not a story, not even the blurry arm pic that you see some folks take in the background. Meanwhile, he's online all the time. Gym selfies, taking pictures of the food, random quotes about peace and all. I finally asked him where this was going. He said, well, I'm not talking to anyone else, but, and I also don't like labels, he said. And then, boom. A few weeks later, I see him, we haven't been dating, I see him soft launching another woman. Sunset pic, 2 drinks in front of them, pictures with them, and they had the audacity to have the caption, alignment. So here's my question.
Oh my
Was
gosh.
he really moving slow, or was I just a placeholder?
Oh my gosh, the word placeholder was what I was just going to say. You were the placeholder.
888-973-5476. Go ahead, Ursula.
Yeah, he wasn't that into you. And you were convenient. You were there. You gave him an excuse to go out, but you were not, you know how they say Facebook worthy or IG worthy, or when you actually launch a relationship and you change your status and you start posting a lot of pictures. I mean, he was never your person. I'm going to use that term. Yeah. And you were never his. And he just clarified that for you with this soft launch.
You know, Ursula,
ridiculous.
I'm not going to go all the way sweeping statements, but you've heard me say this on the show before. 90% of men know right away. And when I say right away, I'm talking about some in an hour, some in a week, some in a couple days. But this whole idea, if they're like, hey, I just want to take things slow, he's not into you. Men know right away. Women take a while. They have to figure things out. You have to mentally get to them. Us men, duh. That's who I'm marrying. Look,
sometimes it takes a few times.
Yeah, that too. but 90% of the time, men. Hey, fellas, am I right? Did you know?
But I need to push back a little bit on that.
Okay.
Because I think, I'll speak for myself, but I believe there are other women who believe the same way. You know in your gut if this is someone I could see long term. And depending where you are at in life, where you see, like, yeah, this is the kind of person I want to marry. This is my, fun person. Not to say that the person, but what you're saying, this is, I'm just having a good time, but I would never marry this person. Sometimes people go through those phases of life, and this is your good time. I don't say good time Charlie, but this is your good time person. But when it comes to buckling down and who you want long term, if that's the marrying type or the long term type.
Yeah.
Never believe a man if he says he wants to move slow on the labels, but he's real quick to jump in the sack. Because
that's another thing.
I guarantee this guy was not moving slow in that department. Gee, I think you're right. I probably knew within about 2 months with Gabby. And until that point, when I was dating, I just told people, like, hey, I'm dating right now. I'm not doing anything exclusive. Wasn't doing anything exclusive until, oh, this is the person I want to be with, right?
Mm-hmm.
But beware of the no labels guys. I just don't trust labels.
Yeah.
And look here, ladies, if he says, oh, yeah, I just don't do social media at all. Hey!
And yet he's all over social media, right?
Yeah,
Count yourself lucky, though. You don't end up with a gym selfie bro who posts things like alignment.
My good buddy D-Dub in Lakewood says, come on now, we all know what you're moving too slow means.
Waiting for the next best thing.
Yeah. All right, let's check in with our good old buddy Nick. What you got, bro?
Well, listen, I can't say the warning signs weren't there for the lady, and I think she was holding on to more hope than what was warranted with the whole moving slow and then the big hammer when he says he's dodging all the labels. Listen, I feel bad for her, but she was indirectly warned about who she was messing with, and that's the rubber band bouncing around the room. I'm sorry the time was lost for her, but there's still another opportunity right around the corner. Just maybe, like you said, pick a guy who maybe he's not on social media.
No.
Jerry in the 206 texted in and said, I've been told I'm easy to love.
Jerry,
Says it's the kiss of death.
Jerry, you've been hanging out with us all day today. We love you for that.
Seriously.
Hey, before we get out of here, our good friend Christy in Oregon, she texted in and she said, Gee, I listen to your show almost daily and I enjoy it. However, you're the reason why I don't invite people to my house. I won't be wearing the right clothes. I won't have the right footwear. I won't have the right floor coverings. I won't serve the right food. I won't have the TV on. In fact, I don't even have a TV. And worst of all, I won't have alcohol. I'm surprised you have friends with all these expectations and judgments.
I was low-key worried coming over to your house the first time. And then I walked in. I forgot I went out to the garage or something. I walked in with shoes again. I'm like, oh no, I've committed the sin.
You ain't got to worry about me on the shoes. You got to worry about Lillian on the shoes.
I know she noticed.
Well, what I noticed in your home, though, was that you're both very welcoming and yes. And there was no problem feeling very comfortable.
And by the way, am I judging when I come to your house? Probably so.
Yes.
Am I judging?
I just know that you're going to be looking in my drawers.
Right.
Yeah. So
medicine cabinet.
I can, yes.
But am I judging when you come to my house? Absolutely not. But Christy in Oregon, I thought that was funny. All right. Coming up next, we got the 11 o'clock hour happening. And hey, listen, y'all, we got to talk about a lot. Y'all heard what happened with Pete Carroll out there with the Las Vegas Raiders. We're going to talk about that. But here's a question. Do you sympathize with celebrities who lose it all? We'll discuss that next. Gee Ursula.
Gee and Ursula agree to disagree.
This is happening until we do a better job at addressing affordable housing.
We're spending more money on homelessness, and yet it does keep getting worse.
Weekday mornings at 11:06 on KIRO News Radio.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious, with better nutrition, too. It's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you feel embarrassed, trapped, maybe even ashamed just because you own a timeshare?
Well, I'm here to tell you you're not alone. Chuck McDowell here, the timeshare cancellation guy. I get over 3,000 complaints a week from all kinds of folks that feel the same way you do. Honest people, teachers, veterans, grandparents, all losing sleep over a timeshare they can't get rid of. That's why 15 years ago, I founded Wesley Financial Group to help people take their lives back. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we would want our own family to be treated. That mindset has helped us cancel over 50,000 timeshares from people just like you. So if you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-261-3377. 800-261-3377. 800-261-3377.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
An organized home is a happy home and a happy homeowner. John Curley here. Closets by Design made me and my home happy. Experience the quality and backing of a national brand with friendly local Seattle service. From booking the appointment to a free in-home consult to installation day, Closets by Design will leave you wowed and clutter-free. Right now, get up to 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months financing and free installation. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to schedule today.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. On this 5th year since the U.S. Capitol attack, Democrats have held a hearing updating what has happened since then, and some of those pardoned by President Trump marched for a small rally at the Capitol, where WTOP Scott Gelman caught up with them and counter-demonstrators.
Pay tribute to Ashley Babbitt, U.S. Air Force veteran who was gunned down in cold blood inside the Capitol building on January 6th.
There's a large security presence lining Constitution Avenue, D.C. Police, U.S. Park Police, Secret Service, and a special moment at 244. Organizers say this afternoon is planned. They say that was the moment that Ashley Babbitt was killed near the Capitol.
Burials begin in Venezuela. This after last weekend's U.S. military operation to capture former President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. Maduro's former vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, was officially sworn in yesterday as interim president. And CBS's Lilia Luciano is in Colombia at its border with Venezuela, where she says many are on edge.
It's a tinderbox. Last night, apparently there was a drone, a commercial drone. Somebody was flying a drone, and the state security forces, of course, on high alert, because of what happened Saturday, started shooting at it. It was like 3 minutes of nonstop firing near the presidential palace.
The Pentagon is launching a review of the effectiveness of having women in combat roles. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has in the past said women should not have combat roles. Last spring, he ordered the military to develop gender-neutral fitness standards for frontline troops. The Pentagon says this review is being undertaken to ensure standards are met, and the U.S. maintains the most lethal military. And a spokesperson says the Pentagon won't compromise standards to satisfy quotas or an ideological agenda.
Juneau, Alaska struggles to dig out after its latest snowstorm.
More than a foot of snow fell Monday on top of the 4 feet that fell last week. At least 8 boats loaded down with snow in Juneau's harbor have sunk. Harbor Master Matthew Cresswell.
Still got some of our bigger boats that still have to be raised. After we get those up out of the water, then we'll start figuring out plans from there, whether the boats have to get disposed of or if they're salvageable.
The roofs of several businesses have caved in. Schools are closed because kids can't walk to school. The sidewalks are buried under 6 feet of snow.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Researchers in Ontario studied thousands of infant death records from 2016 to 2022 and found a higher rate of deaths among U.S. babies versus those not born in this country. It's not clear why. Study co-author Julia Maraca.
We saw that sudden unexpected infant death, or SUID, was really the key driver of this difference.
This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's a forecast that makes drivers cringe and skiers and snowboarders cheer. But first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. In the city of Seattle, a crash is blocking all northbound lanes on 6th Avenue between Marion Street and Madison Street, and a water main break at East Marginal Way South at Diagonal Avenue South has reduced traffic to a single lane. Heads up in the North Sound, maintenance has closed a lane on northbound I-5 near Burlington. Snoqualmie Pass conditions, snow and slush on the roadway, traction tires advised. Stevens Pass, chains required on all vehicles except all-wheel drive. White Pass, traction tires required, truckers chain up. Traffic brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. A winter storm warning is in effect for the mountains, where up to 4 feet of snow could dump by Thursday afternoon. KIRO 7 TV's Samantha Lomibao has more from Snoqualmie Pass.
It's great news for skiers and snowboarders, but the tricky part will be getting here.
Our crews are out there 24/7, and they're going to work their darndest to keep Snoqualmie Pass open.
Summer Derry with the Washington Department of Transportation tells me plows are out in full force.
Wherever the snowstorm is, we will direct the majority of our crews to that area.
She urges drivers to stay in the right lane, take it slow, and come prepared with a full tank of gas, snacks, and water.
And she says you might want to delay your trip. Whidbey Island ferry riders, listen up. Construction starting today will force midday cancellations of sailings between Mukilteo and Clinton. Workers need to fix a wing wall that was damaged by a hard landing a few years ago.
In order to position that and kind of get it back into place, we need to drive pilings deeper into the seafloor to make it more resilient for the future so that doesn't happen again.
Diane Rhodes with the ferry system says there will be 9 closure days. The next one is on Thursday. A woman missing since Christmas has been found dead in Mount Vernon. Police say the body of 42-year-old Alana Taylor was discovered yesterday afternoon on Francis Road near Erica Lake. A medical examiner is working to determine how she died. Seattle police have made an arrest in the deadly shooting at a hookah lounge on Rainier Avenue South last month.
30-year-old Abdul Rahman Hussein is now charged with second-degree murder for killing Khalif Hussein. Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecutor's Office says a break in the case came when someone saw the suspect trying to get away on a Lime scooter.
People sometimes forget that their movements all over the place can be tracked.
According to court records, police subpoenaed Lime records, and that led them to the suspect. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
With the Seahawks 2 games away from playing in the Super Bowl, team merchandise is flying off the shelves. Danny Ball with Simply Seattle tells KIRO 7 TV they're seeing record sales. And
you can feel that this team kind of brings the city together. It's special to be a part of.
The Downtown Seattle Association says Seahawks games benefit all businesses, bringing nearly 3 times the average foot traffic during home games, and the Hawks' next 2 playoff games will be in Seattle. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy skies with highs in the mid-40s. It's 43 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy New Year to you. We're grateful that you're hanging out with the show. Ursula, good morning to you.
Good morning. Hey, just want to point out that on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page, Chef has already posted video of the conversation we had about TVs and where you should have TVs in your house, and how you, G, said that you're not going to go to a friend's house if they don't have a TV. Did you say in the living room?
Just in the living room, but
okay.
I mean, where are we gonna hang out? Usually people that don't have a TV in their living room don't invite you to their house anyways.
That is so not true. That is so not true.
Are those the ones with the fancy rooms too that they never use?
Yeah. Yeah,
When last time you went to somebody's house and they ain't had no TV?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We can continue to have the conversation on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page.
Oh, yeah. Go there.
You can weigh there. Because so many people were texting in about that. Yeah. So just want you to know that. Welcome to all of you watching us on YouTube as well. A few folks noticed that my hair got caught in my headphones earlier. Did you see my head? It was like 3 feet tall.
I did see it.
It was amazing.
I saw it. It looked like
I was able to fix it. But
put your
in case you want to see if I'm having a good hair day or a bad hair
day,
you can do that there.
Can they comment on YouTube
Not
these days?
Yet. I don't believe so. Yeah. Text us, though, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
We want to go back to another story that we brought to you in our top stories at 9. And it's these 2 citizen-driven initiatives that have just cleared a big hurdle by filing enough signatures. They got lots of signatures to move forward. Now, this first initiative would expand parental rights in schools. The whole goal being to codify what information schools have to share with parents and what decisions parents can make about their kids' public school experience. And the second initiative would bar students who are biologically male from playing on girls' school sports teams. And Gee, just to recap, you and I both agreed on this, even though we have misgivings about both of these. Mm-hmm. We ultimately agreed that these are things that we would support.
Yeah, I do. And I think of the 2, the one that's in the news the most is the part where, males or those born male being able to play in women's sports. That has been the most politically charged conversation. Before I get to that one, I want to first address the first one. And the first one has to do with basically parents understanding and knowing what's happening with their children in school, being made aware of things. And I said, I actually agree with that. If my child, until they're turned 18 years old, I want to know any and everything. Why? Because that's just me. Now, I do understand, Ursula, that there are some homes where that child sometimes has to be protected. Yes. And there are some homes that they come from, negative situations. No doubt about it. I understand that.
So the question is, would this initiative be the way to address? It's like, are we in coming up with a solution in search of an actual problem, or is this solution going to create even more problems? And again, I'm with you. As a parent, I would be hacked off if there were things that were happening in school and only the people at school knew, and then there's nothing that I could do about it at home. Yeah. While also, though, understanding that there are some bad situations where, for the kids' protection, and there's got to be some way that you can meet both. But there were people who disagreed with us. So I'm going to go on first on the Parental Rights in Education Initiative.
Okay.
Tracy in Tacoma says, when I started teaching, I learned a hard truth really quickly. Not all kids are raised by rational parents. Many of my students went home to situations that were emotionally unstable and unsafe. So sometimes when I tried to contact home with what I thought was a harmless, positive message, it landed very differently. For example, I remember one middle schooler in tears because I saw her mom in the grocery store and mentioned how excited I was to see her daughter in the school play. The student was terrified. She'd not told her mom about the play because she was afraid her mother would show up drunk and fight with her father and cause a scene. And that's when I realized I couldn't rely on my middle-class, loving home life experience to prepare me to serve my students. And I share this because I think the idea that schools share with parents what schools share with parents may seem to be common sense. There are some circumstances where that isn't warranted. And students in those situations are the ones who will suffer under the absolutes in the initiatives. In most situations, that is what is happening, and that's why I cannot support it.
I got a question for you, Gee, because as a parent, I absolutely viscerally feel that. Like, if there's something going on with my kid, I want to know. Now, I would hope that I'd have the relationship with my child where they'd be able to tell me things that are going on in their life. But the fact is, with this initiative, this is specifically transiting trans kids. And by the way, this is going to be a national story because a California court just ruled this week that teachers have the right to tell parents if their child is identifying as another gender at school. They said it is the judge who ruled in the case said it is the teacher's religious freedom to inform the parents. And that's what this is about. This is about religious freedom in transiting trans kids or targeting trans kids. Because right now in Washington State, you'd want to know if your teen daughter was pregnant, right? You'd want to know if your son had a mental health condition. You'd want to know maybe if they're buying birth control or they got the implant. But the simple fact is, under Washington State law, you don't have a right to know that as a teenager if your child doesn't want you to. That's between them and their doctor. And so we're not going after that stuff, which are real legitimate concerns that happen all of the time that we keep from parents for good reasons, even though I want to know. And so why are we taking a look specifically as though there's an epidemic of trans kids secretly changing their gender identity at school? That's simply not happening.
Stop right there. Interesting you say that. My buddy's an assistant principal, and as you all know, assistant principals at schools,
they see it all.
They see it all. As a matter of fact, the assistant principal is always...
My nephew is an assistant principal.
So there are situations, like there was a specific situation where he was caught in a pickle on what to do because one of his students, who identifies as a woman, right, got into a physical altercation and a fight with someone at the school. And the reason why they got into the physical fight and altercation has to do with them identifying as a woman. So he was caught in a pickle on how to talk to the parents, and only thing that he could say was that your child was in a fight and that they were being suspended. He could not go further into why and what happened and what caused the fight. Anyways,
there's nothing perfect, but again, I'm gonna say that I would support this. It's not perfect,
and I'm with you. You know what? Speaking of perfect situations, nothing is perfect. And yes, there will be people out here that are in power of authority that abuse these things and want to demonize certain people. I'm with you, Ursula. As a parent, that's the only way I can speak about this topic. I want to know.
Okay, and April also disagreed with our position on trans athletes.
Okay.
And says, first, sports are inherently unfair because you brought up that when someone is, and you brought up the idea of Baby G playing on a girl's team, and it would just be completely unfair.
Yeah.
April says sports are inherently unfair. Are you going to say that people who are super tall with a genetic advantage in basketball shouldn't be allowed to play? No. Again, I mean, that's bringing up an extreme example. It's like, yeah, I mean, we know already that there are differences within a sport, but then now to add that, and personally, this is making a mountain out of a molehill, this initiative, because realistically, there are 5 to 10 trans athletes in the state of Washington, according to the estimates by the Office of the School of Superintendent. So, as April points out, there are so few people actually impacted by this. I believe that all the attention being given to it is actually harmful to the trans community. I think it is used as a guise and as a way to cover for people to be anti-trans. And they say, they'll use it as an argument, say, well, are you against girls' sports? Are you against girls? This is anti-girls. Mm-hmm. And again, it's not perfect, but April also says, most importantly, I don't want my cis female daughter to be subjected to genital exams to prove she's a girl. This will happen to any girl with masculine features or an athletic build. Yeah. So I'm curious as to your response to that.
I'll start it this way. I think it's a shame how many people that have platforms that have used this to demonize the trans community. I think that it is okay to have an opinion about whether or not you think that a young man that is maybe identifying as a young lady, you can have an opinion on what you think or not. You can also do that without demonizing the trans community. I want to be crystal clear about that. Now, as for my opinion, I think right now in the state of Washington, I'm speaking for the state of Washington, if you were born a male, then you play male sports. If you were born a female, you play female sports. And again, please stop demonizing the trans community.
Yes. Okay, let's move on to another sports topic because y'all heard by now that former Seahawks coach Pete Carroll has been fired.
Yeah.
And I was going to feel sorry for him, but during the break, Nick came in and y'all were talking about something. So can you kind of fill me in? Because apparently I'm not supposed to feel sorry for him.
Well, it goes back to, Ursula, which you have been learning about coaching in general, whether it is college coach or professional coach. The new game is if you can get the job, right, Ursula, and then you can get fired, you can get a lot. So
apparently that's a lucrative thing.
So for an example, Raheem Morris was, and I'll get back to Pete Carroll in a second, but give you context. Raheem Morris was head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. He was just fired. Because he has just gotten fired, until 2028, he will make 32 cents per second, $19 per minute, $1,141 per hour, $27,000 a day, $192,000 per week, and $833,000 per month until 2028. As for Pete Carroll is concerned, they decided to do away or let Pete Carroll go after 1 year. So his payout's going to be like $10-ish million. Now, from what I heard, sources say that Pete Carroll would have been in a situation where the Raiders come to Pete and be like, hey, Pete, why don't you just retire and make it look a certain type of way? Now, if you retire and you go ahead and retire, you can your buyout, we can kind of negotiate that. Or you can get fired, and you guys know how if you get fired, in the real world, it's unemployment.
Yes.
And in this world, you get that contract, the payout.
Yes.
So in this case, he's going to get that payout, and that's the deal. So, Ursula, I want the people that's listening right now to the show that are bosses. Hey, if y'all fire me, can I get a payout?
I've only said that once in my life. I'm not quitting, but please fire me.
Yeah,
I'm still here, but I did say that once in my life.
But the Raiders organization, they're paying all kinds of people. They're paying Antonio Pierce. They're paying Chip Kelly. Who was it? Josh McDaniels, Nick?
Yeah, Antonio Pierce, Josh McDaniels, Chip Kelly, like you said. And with that list and all that amount of money, in 1 year, next season, they're going to be paying over $100 million or close to $200 just to guys that don't work for them anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah. It is. But here's my question for everybody.
What's up?
What is his legacy? What is Pete Carroll's legacy?
Hall of Fame. And I know you're probably asking, will this stint with the Raiders mess up his Hall of Fame? It won't mess. It usually doesn't mess up coaches' Hall of Fame, but it does mess up players. We'll get to that in a second. But when it comes to Pete, what he did at USC and what he did in Seattle, you can't take that away. He does. I mean, well, let me ask you. Hold on. Do you think that kind of diminishes Pete?
I wish he had just gone off into the sunset and just not done this last stint.
But he got some money.
He did get money. Did he need that money?
You always need money. You always need more money.
See, you and I are going to be. Do you always need more money? Like he has more money than he could. He has enough money to leave a legacy.
Do you need more money?
No. Well, hold up. I don't even have. Am I gonna?
It's all relative.
After I retire from here,
yeah.
Am I gonna try to get another radio gig somewhere else? No.
Okay. All right.
And I'm not keep it clear, we've just signed contracts.
Yeah, but Ursula, I just want you to know this: it's all relative. If you make $50,000 right now a year, you want to make $100,000.
Yes.
If you make $100,000, you want to make, but it doesn't stop.
Yes. I understand because he still loved the game and he didn't go out the way he wanted to. But, he made some mistakes in this year.
At the end of the day, guess what? Don't none of us go out the way we wanted to. Don't nobody want to die. Was that funny?
I don't think he's done if he gets another opportunity. If there's a team out there.
He's going to get another opportunity?
I don't know. That I don't know.
Not pro.
I don't think he would turn it down.
I mean, my man, look it up, Nick. How much my man about to be 76, 75, 76?
I think he's around the 70 range.
Yeah, head coach, NFL? Now, if you're at college, they might do that. But I'm with you. I always wanted Pete Carroll to go out. I thought the Seahawks would be the last thing.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to be like, hey, we've let Pete Carroll go, but he has a job here with the organization.
Yeah. It's like if he felt like there was something else that he needed to prove, and I don't think he needed to prove anything.
You and I love Lifetime and Hallmark movies. It always ends good.
Yes. But anyway, I would love to text us, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. What is Pete Carroll's legacy for you? How would you describe it? How do you define it? So text us that. We said that we were going to talk about celebrities who've fallen on hard times and deserve our sympathies. Why don't we do that and agree to disagree?
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to get me another shot of coffee.
Okay.
We'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
And so we are set.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Seattle is going to win this football game. A single-season franchise record of 14 wins. The fourth number one seed in franchise history.
Reaction.
Just incredibly proud of them.
Conversation.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Complete coverage at mynorthwest.com. And the home of the Seahawks. KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM and the KIRO News Radio app.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Veterans, the new year's a good time to re-examine finances. If you're struggling with bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says he may have a solution.
Many veterans are sitting on a lot of home equity, and even with a low mortgage rate, your total monthly payments may be a struggle. The good news is with today's lower VA loan rates, you can do a VA cash out refinance and pay off your high interest rate debt and roll everything into one low monthly payment. For example, one VA client saved more than $1,200 per month. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. Whether you're a veteran or seeking a conventional loan, you'll talk directly to me or an experienced senior advisor, never an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust. From Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. 425-649-6000.
Boy, am I glad to be done with my holiday shopping.
Oh, I know.
And now I just want to relax.
Me too. Well, except there's one more store we should check out.
Oh, no way.
Because this week, we can get a Samsung, LG, or Sony TV at an incredible price.
Really? Where?
At Video Only's year-end clearance sale. They're really cutting deals.
Because the holidays are over?
Yep. So this is our chance to get what we wanted for Christmas.
Are the prices really that good?
Yes. For 7 days they are. And Video Only has those top-rated models we were thinking about all on sale.
All right. The best stuff cheap is worth a trip.
At Video Only, you won't find huge stores with refrigerators or microwaves, but you will find the best deals on top-rated TVs, soundbars, and monitors. Shop around. Just make sure you visit Video Only, because if you don't,
you'll be sorry.
In South Center, Bellevue, Linwood, Federal Way, and Tacoma, Video Only.
For 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has earned local trust with honest pricing and guaranteed repairs. That's why they're Carfax preferred. No gimmicks, just great service. Bucky's.com.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation, so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
They broke the glass. Everybody stay down. Get down.
It was 5 years ago today that a mob attacked the U.S. Capitol in a failed attempt to change the results of the 2020 presidential election. Testifying before House Democrats today,
to me, taking a pardon would be a slap in the Capitol Police's face.
Pamela Hephill of Idaho, the only defendants out of more than 1,500 pardoned by President Trump who refused clemency.
You don't take a pardon for when you broke the law.
Some January 6 defendants held a small march to the Capitol today and rally. President Trump is at the annual GOP retreat talking about the U.S. arrest of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife.
Nobody could have done that. Nobody has our weapons.
Washington Congressman Adam Smith got a classified briefing about the raid that captured Maduro, and he tells CNN.
I don't think they have a clear plan. And I also think that when President Trump says that we're running Venezuela and starts talking about how we're doing this for the oil, that really undermines the ability to have any sort of effective transition, because the people of Venezuela don't want to be ruled by the United States of America.
The Trump administration is imposing an oil quarantine on Venezuela, but insists Maduro is a narco-terrorist. Here in Western Washington, Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes appears to be walking back an email he sent to officers about not arresting people for misdemeanor drug crimes.
Chief Sean Barnes' email appeared to signal a shift, directing officers to divert qualifying drug cases to treatment rather than prosecution. Mayor Katie Wilson immediately weighed in.
There was an email from Police Chief Barnes internally, which I think was misinterpreted.
In a follow-up email, SPD now says officers will continue making drug arrests arrests, but they clarified City Attorney Erica Evans, not police, will decide whether cases are prosecuted, raising new questions about past practices when officers could choose between diversion or prosecution. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A winter storm warning is in effect for the mountains until 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon. And if you're thinking about driving over the mountain passes, WashDOT tells KIRO 7 TV.
If predictions are correct, I might have drivers consider waiting out their trips or delaying them if possible.
2 to 3 feet of snow is possible in the passes, with 4 feet of snow at higher elevations. The lowland forecast coming up. At first on Wall Street, the Dow is up 467 points, NASDAQ ahead 146. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Heather. The Emerald Queen Casino brings us this report. Northbound on East Marginal Way and Diagonal Avenue, crews are still working on this broken water main. So this is blocking all 3 of the northbound lanes, but traffic is squeezing by in a single lane that they've kind of coned off through the intersection. This is right by Arena Sports for those familiar with this drive. South 5 into Seattle, just past Mercer, a stalled vehicle has the left lane blocked. North 405 through Renton slows to the S-curves. Renton to Bellevue has about a 5 to 10 minute delay. Out in Gig Harbor, eastbound 16, just past Wallachia Drive, traffic comes to a halt. I haven't heard from WashDOT what's causing this. Looks like we have possibly a new collision. Certainly some blocking issue here. A wind advisory at the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, and due to high winds and rough seas, the Port Townsend-Coopville ferry route has been canceled. They've canceled all sailings until further notice, most likely well into the mid-afternoon at the least. Alternate routes include the Edmonds-Kingston and Mukilteo-Clinton. Live professional boxing is back with the main event February 6th at the Emerald Queen Casino. The main event powered by WFC February 6th, only at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Cloudy with highs in the mid-40s. It's 43 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is 11:34, and it's time for us to agree to disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves, just really go at it.
Do formerly rich celebrities deserve our sympathy and maybe even our money when they fall from grace? The reason I bring this story up is that fans of Mickey Rourke have donated nearly $80,000 to help keep him from being evicted from his LA rental after he fell behind more than $60,000 in rent. If you're not familiar with Rourke, he was a major star actor in the 80s, known for films like 9.5 Weeks and Barfly. He stepped away to be a boxer and was pretty candid about losing everything at one point, his home, his career. And his supporters say it's not about celebrity entitlement. Providing him with the money is about dignity and housing, and the reality that fame doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're stable. While, of course, some critics wonder why someone who was worth millions would need public help at all. So, Gee, here's the question. Do you sympathize with celebrities who lose it all, or do you feel a little bit less compassion considering where they came from?
I answered this a certain type of way with you guys on the phone this morning. And so instead of answering that way, Ursula, give me just 30 seconds. The reason why I have a hard time having sympathy for the Charlie Sheens of the world, the Robert Downey Jr.'s, and all the people that get all the third and fourth and fifth chances when it comes to being with substance abuse problems. The reason why I have such a negative opinion about it is because for so many years, Black people were demonized as the only ones that use drugs. And also, there's some people that get second, third, and fourth chances, and there's some people in this country that don't. Yeah. Now, as for my personal, how I truly feel, I believe that everyone should have another chance and be redeemed and have an opportunity for redemption. Unfortunately, some people place a death sentence on people, and so that's where my negative opinion comes from.
I think you nailed it. Does he deserve sympathy? Sure. I mean, I hate to see someone fall, and maybe there is more of a fascination because you think, man, that fall was even further. Right. He reached the pinnacle of his career, and a lot of people were paying him a lot of big money, And it's like people wanting to watch a train wreck. Or, you see the looky-loos like, oh, my gosh, can you believe it happened to this person? But for me, I am sympathetic. I also think that what Gee said is right. It's people don't get those kinds of chances, or there are a lot of people who have a lot of stories of how they fell from grace, or they, addiction became something that just consumed them, and they deserve sympathy too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the reason why this story struck a chord for me is because it highlights who gets a second chance in our society and who gets help from others. Because just look at our medical care system, where people have to turn to GoFundMe to pay for hospital bills. Who gets their GoFundMes fully funded? Generally, it is people who look like me, who come from a wealthier neighborhood like me, who have large social networks and connections to be able to leverage. The same people who are able to sell out all of their candy bars at, the school fundraiser, going door to door because their dad works somewhere and they sell them all. Those are the people who get the attention. And in this attention economy, even if you have massive earning potential and you had millions in the bank, people are still more sympathetic to that than they are somebody who maybe needs $1,000 for, the ER ride that they took. And, I'm not worried about, I'm worried about donating to that because it might be a scam. And I just think it's kind of a sad place where we're at.
B and Puyallup texted in and said, I've lost everything multiple times. I feel bad for anyone who has done the same, especially people who were a lot better off than I ever will be.
True. All right, this is interesting. Saw this morning, the LA Times. Waymo's self-driving taxis are taking kids to school in LA, to soccer practice, band practice, and some people are alarmed by the idea of self-driving cars carting around kids. Gee, what do you think about throwing your kid in an unmanned vehicle?
That's interesting that you are worried about that, but you don't worry about the Uber or Lyft driver that you have no idea what they were doing before they picked up your kid. You don't know what the Uber driver's doing. You don't know if he had a couple drinks. You don't know if he smoked some weed. Well, I would feel more safer in a Waymo than a person.
I know you're already used to the whole idea of
Waymo?
Autonomous vehicles.
Man, they're in San Francisco, they are everywhere.
Well, I haven't had a chance to talk to my son because he got back from San Francisco at 2 this morning. But he told me, he said, I had to take a Waymo to the game, and that was different.
How do you like it?
I haven't asked. I had a chance to ask him.
Does he still have money left? Because, boy, in San Francisco, they take all your money.
He said it was very expensive.
So what you thinking, Ursula? What you think?
I told you that I am going to have control of my vehicle as long as I can. And thankfully, I just wouldn't feel that comfortable with it. I honestly wouldn't feel comfortable.
Well, it's going to happen. The same way a lot of people don't feel comfortable with AI and helping them with their resumes and things like that. Sometimes the AI will do a better job, and then you go to call on your friend or you call on someone to help you out with the resume, and they don't want to call you back, and they're late getting to you. AI is right there, 24/7. Waymo is cheaper, and now here's the downside.
Okay, did you do Waymo while in San Francisco?
Okay. But
how much cheaper?
Let's say a $9 ride or $10 ride. Waymo, you can get in there for $6. Now the problem is getting ready to take some jobs.
Yeah, that is a problem.
Gee, you're right about the fact that, whether you're putting your kid in an Uber or putting them on a school bus or having another parent carpool them, when you put them in contact with an adult, then there is a possibility that there's going to be some kind of a negative interaction. My issue with it would be lack of supervision. Like, I don't want to put my kid in a vehicle unattended all by himself or herself, because I'm just thinking about what kind of shenanigans I would have got up to at the age of 14 or 15 riding around unsupervised.
Well, first of all, it's all on camera, number one. Number two, do we really want to talk about the things that happen on school buses?
Oh, man.
Y'all want to open up that conversation?
Yes, some of the worst things I witnessed were on school buses.
There's one adult who has to drive.
And guess what that school bus driver is doing in the front? I just want to go home. I don't care what your my job is to get little Peter and Sarah to this stop. What they're doing behind me is none of my business.
Jeez. Scott, Elma, those would be two of my bus drivers growing up. I'm sorry.
You are too much, Chef. Bobby in Tacoma says, my Waymo in LA was $10. Uber was $18 for that ride. Oh, it's almost half. Wow.
Ursula, you didn't even get in my car. Remember, it was autonomous. Remember,
you have yet to invite me into your car.
Yeah. You remember we were leaving dinner or leaving lunch and I had the car drive up to us?
I know, you were all fancy.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of that car, though. Hey, coming up next, text messages, feedback, and then Ursula's Words to Live By. Gee Ursula.
This is your city.
Seattle voters have spoken, and they wanted change.
Wilson really resonated, especially with some younger voters.
On the terms of working people, make it work for them.
Katie Wilson is just actually not afraid to say she's a socialist.
What challenges does the political newcomer face once taking office?
Never having any managerial experience.
Stay with KIRO Newsradio and MyNorthwest.com for the latest.
Change takes time, and we don't give it time.
And the KIRO Newsradio app.
Febreze. It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
I love the fact that Mike Novak sells more homes than anybody else. This guy works so hard. You know what's happening? People are selling their homes again. And if you don't have Mike Novak's name on that sign, well, you're wasting your time and your house is just going to be sitting on the market. Mike is so confident that he can sell your house quickly. And for more, you'll pay no commission if Mike Novak doesn't sell that home in 21 days. So go to meetthenovaks.com. I'll spell Novaks for you. Novaks. Meetthenovaks.com.
Hey there, Dawn Riling with Olympic Hot Tub. Ready to kick off 2026 on a healthier path? Our New Year, New You event has everything you need, from saltwater hot tubs to rejuvenating saunas and cold plunges, or staying active with a swim spa. We've got the perfect way to help you feel your best. Enjoy special savings on our entire wellness lineup now through January 11th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-292-4541 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-292-4541. That's 800-292-4541. What do you have to lose? Call 800-292-4541. Again, 800-292-4541.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Best Mortgage, the VA loan and reverse mortgage experts, are proud to partner with KIRO Radio for over 20 years. Get a no-pressure consultation from a real person, never an AI bot. Web search Best Mortgage for honest advice you can trust.
Oh, it's Gee and Ursula, everybody. Oh, it's been a good show today. As long as Ursula does not ask me about text messages, because that's right, News Boss is closed.
Shut down. You were saying that you thought the show went really fast today.
It did. So what you got for us today?
Well, we started, you opened up the show and you said, what was something that you believed when you were in your 20s?
Yeah.
That you laugh about today?
There's a lot of people talking about government.
Yeah. Well, yeah, 907 said the government being competent. But this was my favorite. Matthew says, when I was in my 20s, I thought once you got married, you get to have all the sex that you want. Yeah. Okay. Then we talked. Just wanted. That was a good one.
1 year in. Oh man,
I know. Is your McMansion making you miserable? Lynn in Enumclaw says, I went tiny homes 8 years ago and will not ever go back. I decided to try it cheaply to see if I could do it for a year, so I bought a 31-foot trailer and put it in an RV park, and I loved it so much, I'm still there 8 years later. It's so beneficial not being tethered to stuff. It gives you more time for people, plus it's way less expensive, and I'm going to guess that Lynn in Enumclaw does not have a big, fat, giant TV. Now, as much as I don't want a McMansion,
yeah,
I can't do tiny home. It's never going to happen.
I can't either.
But I admire people who can do it.
Just a couple pair of shoes and my left butt cheek would not fit in them tiny homes. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin in Seattle talking about walkability. He says, my neighborhood in Green Lake, Wallingford area is so great in this regard. Everyone walks and we know our neighbors. I would never trade that for a bigger house. Brian in Arlington says, having your own bathroom, though, can bring a special kind of happiness. I know you agree with that.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm just curious, do you naturally, if you have more than one bathroom, do you naturally have just one that this is your bathroom, this is Lillian's bathroom?
I think so.
Yeah, I think that kind of naturally happens.
You know
right?
what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because she gets ready there, I get ready here.
Brian, I'm with you on that one.
You can't share a bathroom. I don't know.
Well, growing up, I had to share a bathroom with a lot of people. 206 says, you still live in a 6,000 square foot house and downsized to 2,400. I can tell you the big house. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I know who this was. Okay. The big house was so much more work and stress. We talk about property taxes, water bills, heating and cooling costs, keeping up with the yard. Yeah. Life is easier when you are living in the right sized house. That is true.
Life is even easier when you are living with somebody in any house. You need that good person.
Yep. Okay. On the initiative to ban trans girls from girls' sports, Mitch in the 918 says, my daughter is 5 inches shorter than her brother at the same age. She is trans. He was not. She wouldn't even be someone that made people question whether she should be out there if she competed with girls. She'd be the shortest volleyball player on a girls' volleyball team if she'd played. Anyone would make her compete with boys would cause significant harm to her, physically and mentally. People imagine that trans athletes are 6'2" trans girls who just started socially transitioning last week as 17-year-olds, and that is not the case or the norm. Transitioning is already such a massive struggle against society that the only trans athletes who would do this under this kind of microscope are the ones who have been on puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones for a year or two prior to participation. There are probably a few other trans girls hiding out there in state athletics that have no media coverage because they are so much the girl that they're meant to be that no one is triggered. And you make great points. And again, nothing is perfect. And, Gee and I landed a certain way, and we understand that there are also points to be made that don't land that way.
Yeah.
People who don't own TVs. Nurse Laura in Tacoma says TV is never in the living room. We have a TV room and an extra first floor bedroom along with a sewing machine and bookcases. And Jesus says, I have dated multiple women who have said they don't have a TV. Those same women have watched every episode of Real Housewives on laptops. And Jesus, you're not wrong.
Ernie in Kent says, fan or window, G, in the bathroom? Fan or window?
I'm going with window.
I'm going with fan.
Window's way faster.
Way faster. Sometimes that fan cannot generate enough.
No, not enough lift. It's that plume. You got to get rid of the plume.
Okay, Chef. We kind of got it.
And by the way, can I just say these fancy hotels? Hotels, they don't have a fan. None of these hotels have fans. That's dumb. All right, time for Words to Live by. Ursula. What you got?
Okay, sounds a little snarky, but this is a quote from James Pierce because we were talking about compassion.
Yeah.
And this is true. Compassion comes naturally when you lose your overinflated sense of self-importance.
Yeah. Good
I think
stuff.
we could all show compassion.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Nick, Ernie wants you to give 3 options.
He's trying to make the job easy for him, but I'm not going that way. Okay, when I visit someone's home I haven't been before, there isn't any certain space I'm waiting to explore, so forget the fancy room that isn't meant to be in use and just show me that TV you watch to keep the guests more loose. Now, if we see there isn't any screen to pass the time, G could get a little antsy and might exit on a dime. Hopefully not walking through that fancy room of yours with the plastic furniture and all the fixings, so be careful.
Didn't those rooms with the plastic furniture, they had a certain smell to them?
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, my house... Okay.
I don't even know what those are.
So growing up as a kid, I had mothballs everywhere. They were in my drawers. They were in the closet. And, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but the reason is so your clothes won't smell like mildew or something like that.
It's supposed to be so that the moths won't eat your
clothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had them everywhere, Ursula. All right, we got to get up out of here.
Yep, we do.
The Jake and Spike Show, they're coming up in here next. Thanks, Ursula. Thanks, Chef. Thank you, Nick. Nick, you don't want to make things easy for Ernie?
Yeah, I like to keep Ernie guessing over there.
All right. We'll do this again tomorrow. See ya. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody. And so we are set.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Seattle is going to win this football game. A single-season franchise record of 14 wins. The 4th #1 seed in franchise history.
Reaction.
Just incredibly proud of them.
Conversation.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle.
Complete coverage at mynorthwest.com and the home of the Seahawks. KIRO News Radio on 97.3 FM and the KIRO Newsradio app.
If you've been putting off retirement conversations because you're worried it's going to turn into a sales pitch, you're not alone. Hi, Ursula Reutin here. At Trajan Wealth, the focus starts with listening. Their advisors are fiduciaries, which means they're bound to put your needs first, and that changes the tone right away. No pressure, no promises, they're not working off commissions, and they're not pushing any specific products. With Trajan Wealth, it's about understanding where you are and having a clearer sense of what your options look like. Trajan Wealth is veteran-owned and works with families who want thoughtful guidance that fits real life. Start the new year off right with a game-changing financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth today to figure out how to make your New Year's resolution stick. Trajan, spelled Trajan. Call 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Gee and Ursula, weekdays from 9 to noon on KIRO News Radio.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-518-3899. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-518-3899. That's 800-518-3899. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma.